What's going on, everybody? Welcome, Arvanauts. Welcome, everyone, to a Tuesday night stream. It is our once a month, just about once a month, Tuesday night stream, and it is time for this game as Apollo Justice Ace Attorney makes its way back into the lexicon and makes its way back into the lexicon of our channel. That's not actually what that means, but whatever. With the power of convincing power of the Arvocalists, who will be with you for today. Before we get into this, just a couple of reminders about ways to support us. If you haven't done so already, please follow the channel, check out the YouTube, !ArvTube, Discord, !ArvCord, Twitter, !ArvTweets. Please make sure to check out our website, arvanellarun.com. Financially, !ArvShop for merchandise from us, !ArvTreon is the Patreon, which really helps us out, so please support us there if you can. Cool stuff for you as well. And last but not least, these sub buttons sitting at 61 subs. We're at 5980 followers. So we're only 20 followers away from 6,000, which will be a nice little milestone. So please consider jumping on board and supporting us that way. And also the publishing stuff. Icarus for my graphic novels, Icarus and Jelinek. Library for tales and tomes from the Forbidden Library from Alligator Alley. And last but certainly not least, Grayshade KS, which is about my Grayshade Kickstarter. And most of all right now, what I'm focusing on for the next week and a half or so is ArvCon, !ArvCon. Very excited about that. And very excited about all of the details with that. A couple of other things that I'm sort of finalizing, but I should have an announcement within the next couple of days about the complete final schedule. There may be a couple of changes in the concert, and I want to make sure that I get locked down the corporate sponsors and all that, but we're basically there, and I'm very excited about that. It's going to be a really great event, tons of tabletop play. The musical event, as I mentioned, having it go into a day 4 thing for the first time ever is pretty neat, so we're excited. It'll be a good time, and all for a good cause to benefit the Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation. So that's what we're going to be doing with that. But now it is my great pleasure let me just first of all turn off my general intro video so I actually remember to do that this time. Now I am going to unmute myself so the folks know that we are ready to go, and then I'm going to unmute
I wanted to try to change it to one that I wasn't going to get sued for.
And we're going to head over to talking about being sued. We're going to head over to
yes, because no one's ever been sued on Twitch TV.
That is quite true.
We don't do anything illegal here. We do everything above board. And oh my God, we're playing an Ace Attorney game.
We're actually here. Okay.
Hire your lawyers.
Okay. The only thing I need to do is I need to make one quick adjustment, which is I've got to get this. I've got to get Russ in here because Russ joined when I was doing the intro thing, so I don't quite have the full crew recorded yet. I gotta go
Russ,
below.
I'm not used to seeing the light on the opposite side of your face. Could you please set the camera the other way so it's on your left side of your face?
Yeah, that's true. This is a whole different frontier. That's actually
you're muted, Russ. Just so you know.
A whole new
like
Russ.
a garden behind you, and
I was saying this has been my good side the whole time, and you guys have never seen it before.
Wow.
it's true. We have never seen
Thank
it
you
before.
for sharing it with us.
You're welcome.
Actually
You just
seen
get it for
the
the first time
list.
today.
All right, there we go. We are excited and ready because now we have everyone captured. The full crew is here. Huzzah!
Hello, it's good to see all of you. Thank you for coming to Great Arvocalist Show from Russia.
Very excited for the Arvocalists, and I'm going to start as per usual with the person right below me. We've been joking about busiest person in show business, but this is partially her fault because she keeps coming up with new cool stuff to come up with. So, like I always say this, Dot, if you just sucked at things, this wouldn't be a problem. So,
If I only had one job.
just your one job is to suck more, and if you were worse at things, then this would be fun. But of course, it is the amazing little red Dot. Dot, how are you? How's life with you and the universe and all that?
Life is actually pretty good. I wouldn't say things are slowing down, but like I'm balancing things better. I hope
That's
your quarantine's
nice.
going well. You should wash your hands
Yes.
right now.
Yes, agreed. Can we get
Okay.
an Ivory soap sponsorship right now? Because I feel like that's a growth
Here, I'm
industry.
gonna use-
Shower
I can't
more.
Wash
Yeah.
my hands, but I
Good.
will use hand sanitizer.
I'd have, yes, I was going to say, I have just in case my alcohol-based hand sanitizer right there,
Nice.
just in case, in addition to soap
Just
and
in
water
case.
and all that
This
good
one's
stuff.
directly from Piedmont Hospital.
It's good
Yeah,
stuff.
I'm doing good, y'all. I hope your quarantine's holding up. Might be losing my mind, so I'm glad the screen tells me what to say tonight.
Except when it says things like, I'm losing my mind. I'm not sure that playing this game is the best way to convince you you're not losing your mind. Because...
Reading this game and doing our vocalists' vocal performance for it is like working with Annette, Unfortunately, you have to jump into it while blindfolded.
Correct.
Really?
And just go all
So
in.
you might not land in it.
But yes, I'm Dot. I'm Little Red Dot. You can find me online. I roll dice. I tell stories. I hang out with cool people like this. And that's who I am.
Thank you, Dot. Always a pleasure to have Dot on board with us. Of course, member of the Masters of the Dungeon show and member of the Infinity and Beyond Curse of Strahd cast. We were talking about that a little bit before we got started tonight. And another member of the aforementioned Infinity and Beyond Curse of Strahd cast, who is also awesome sauce guy and does all kinds of things. And
What I do? I
good
swear I
dude,
didn't
and
do
that is GC Darkside Rob.
I admit to nothing. I admit to nothing.
You are here. You must admit to being a part of this. How you doing, Rob? How's life?
Are we here? Do we even know that we're here? Is this real? This is like
You're
this
not
is like
in a time
philosophy.
or place for that. Just,
This is like
just
Al
know
Capone
that.
philosophy hour. Are we here? Do we know if we're here? Are we really? We're not sure. I plead the fifth. What? Excuse me. I'm just getting the salad off of my
the
whatever.
phlegm.
Yes.
Phlegm.
No, there's no phlegm in my salad. It's not how that works in New York. You do that, you're closing. Opening day, closing day. Hi, everyone. What are we talking? Greg, what are you doing?
I was just
Stop
getting
it.
you started.
This is my introduction. You had your introduction. It was
Rob
20
does
minutes
not
long.
need
I
it.
see the clock. I see the clock. We're at a half hour. Well, hi, everybody. Darkside Rob here, twitch.tv/GC Darkside Rob. I make the silly voices. I edit the funny clips together. I play video games on my channel, and I do the music with the plink plunks. If you want to check out any of that, be sure to check it out on my channel. I was playing some Persona 5 Royal. I will continue to play Persona 5 Royal, and I'm like 80 hours, and everybody else who's played that game has finished it in 40. So I'm doing great. How are you doing today? Also playing some Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and there's like 3 other games in there. But yeah, you should definitely come by, drop by, and watch what we're doing, because it's a fun time. Because if you like the silly voices I do here, you'll love them on my channel. But until then, I'm happy to be here with everybody, all the members of the Arvocalists. We really need to do like a reunion tour one of these days. Get like everybody back from the party that's been like
BB and
missing for a
George
while.
and Tren and all those people.
And Tren and everybody, and
Yeah.
do like one big massive Arvocalist session one time. But I'm very happy that these lovely, beautiful people are here, and I'm very happy to be.
That sounds like the
I'm happy to be
perfect
here.
holiday show.
Yeah,
I'm
like a
happy to be
holiday,
here.
like do that
Yes.
for Christmas Carol or something
Good
like
idea,
that.
Rob.
You don't even need to wrap us, but you can if you want to. Anyway, just put me in wrapping paper with dreidels on it, just so that I understand.
You understand what's going on.
where I'm located in time and space. But yeah, I'm happy to be here, prepared to do the Arvocalist cast with all of you.
Awesome.
And I don't know who's next. Zach.
Next is Zach. And you'll all notice, by the way, that Zach has decided to get into the role early on. Although I think you're kind of typecasting yourself, my dude. You're just kind of like, now it's all about the judge full time. Like no.
Zach,
other-
you're so
okay,
Zachary.
sure,
You're so
sure.
method.
How you doing, Zach? How's life with you, man?
I'm doing good. I was saying earlier that before all of this quarantine and coronavirus stuff happened, that I had an entirely different schedule and was super busy. And then now that my schedule is entirely different, I am a master at inventing and coming up with things that I need to do, and making myself busy. I never, people that say that they're bored during this time in quarantine, we both said that we completely are on the opposite side of that. Like, I wish I could be bored.
More boredom, please.
Yes. So other than that, I'm doing really busy. I'm doing really busy.
Busy well.
I'm
bro.
doing really busy.
Yes. To the point where I say that I'm doing busy. But I'm doing all right despite being busy is what I think I meant to say. And I'm happy to be here. It's always kind of like I'm running down the tunnel. There's the light at the end and I'm passing all these things. And all of a sudden it's like, next up, our vocalist. I'm like, oh yes, cool.
Yeah, I know.
Like-
I was thinking about that. I was like, God, it's been a month already. I was like,
Yeah.
It's just good grief.
So you're saying the Arvocalist cast is a rest stop for you?
Yeah.
I think he said it was the light at the end of the tunnel, actually, which is
It's a bit of both.
yeah.
Everything you need it to be and more.
Exactly.
Exactly.
So I'm ready to voice the judge and other characters.
but mostly
right
the
now.
judge because of your background.
But mostly
and you have no
the
one to
judge.
blame but yourself.
So I can say, shut up.
Also, you'll get a chance to see Zach this Friday for Esper Genesis, which has been rescheduled to
Yes.
then. And you
Yes.
will see actually all of these lovely people, except for Russ, are going to be involved in ArvCon a week from Saturday. So you will see all of these people. But speaking of Russ, I actually get to look now at, we were talking about the fact that it was strange to see light coming directly from him. So you can actually, like, speaking of light, like, I guess, Russ, you're the light at the end of the tunnel now for us, I guess.
Yes, this is what I look like outside, where I light up the surrounding environs.
just with your general glow. How you
Russ
doing,
is
Russ?
the
How's life
sun.
with you, man?
Sounds really good too today, Russ. Damn.
Yeah, I mean, everything.
Yeah, I'm doing good. We wear pandemics well around here. We're all doing very well, and relaxing in the somewhat quieter intersection where I live. Somewhat quieter.
Yeah. So it's good. I dig it. And we were, we had one of our, Russ and our mutual friend Story and I hang out sometimes and record a comedy show that we do called the MEP Report. We do that we do that still a few times a year, sometimes a little more, sometimes a little less. We've been doing that consistently since 2005, one or another. So but we got together to play a couple of games the other night, and the big joke is always that we can never play a game without having immediate tech problems trying to get it working. So we were trying to play PUBG Lite, and let me tell you, you haven't lived until you've gone playing PUBG Lite by VPNing to Norway or the United Kingdom and then tunneling back. This is all legal, by the way. This is all completely legitimate to get back to actually get PUBG. So Russ, have you finished
our game
downloading
is
it yet?
setting up games. Our games are figuring
what
out
we
how we
do.
can get LAN, like remote LAN programs working. That's where we find our
That's
fun.
us. We're the
It's just,
poster
like,
children for Hamachi.
coordinating in weird IP networks.
And we used
That's
to live
like
together.
Streaming in a
so
nutshell.
it
Half
was
the game is getting the thing to work.
That's it.
Mhm.
It used to be easier because we just lived in the same house, and ever since then, the universe was
We've
like,
tried
"It'll
to
never be
simulate
easy."
that to not great effect.
Not great effect. But it's great to have Russ with us, and great to have the whole crew. And I want it to be known, chat, just wanted to be known that I specifically went out of my way and I said, now, Arvocalists, are you cool staying with this game? Because I can switch it if you want. And they all said, and I think I agree, that this is a time, I'll use Rob's language, which best summarized it, which was, this is a game that we need right now because we need laughs and fun, basically. I'm paraphrasing. And that is exactly what we need. So because of that, we're continuing to play with this game. So
what I actually said was light and stupid.
Okay. I mean, yeah.
Because this game is just
This
dripping
game is those
with
things.
silly. Just absolute, utter silly. And speaking of which, on that note, I would just like to add, Arv, when you say this entire group, but not Russ for D&D, Russ, I actually think it would be a effing hoot to play D&D with
Oh, I
you.
played
And it's a
D&D
shame
with
that we
Russ.
don't get a
thank you
chance
so
to do
much.
so.
Thank you so much.
I would love to have the opportunity to run a D&D campaign with you on Arv's channel, or just even just run a D&D campaign with you, because that would
Maybe
be
someday
super
I'll
fun.
pop in as like a one-time
Yes,
NPC encounter or
yes,
something.
yes.
Like
In a
that.
one shot, I would be there in a
I
second.
totally, I
would totally
played
be
D&D
there.
with Russ, and it was a blast. It was always fun. Yeah, for sure.
That's funny.
Good stuff. All right, let's get this moving, people. All right,
Apollo Justice.
continue. All right, Turnabout Serenade.
Do you even know
yes.
what was going on?
Well, I think we never finished the trial quite, or the day 2
Oh
of the
my
trial,
god, we're
so-
still. Oh right.
Wow.
Yes.
Oh God, and I'm like low on health. This is.
Oh,
Wow.
yes.
So wait, Arv, do we still have time to take that back? Can we change games? Because I don't know that I want to be here anymore.
I know, right?
The
Light
minute
and
she
stupid.
popped up, you're like, I'm out.
Light
I'm
and stupid.
Okay.
Okay.
You don't want to play more of the Nightmare Nordic game?
Oh God, Banner Saga. I mean,
Where
Banner
half of
Saga
your
3 is
people died.
on the docket at some point. But like,
I thought you finished 3.
no, we've 2. We played 1 and 2.
Oh, you only finished 2.
Not
Okay.
3. Yeah.
Yep.
And there was another game that I saw the other day that I was thinking about might be good for this. I mean, there's also, like we did, what is it called? Trails in the Sky. But that has, I mean, like, first of all, there's incredible amounts of talking, but that's like 700 hours. Like, if I'm joking, but it's like, it's really long. And so.
What if we did Dream Daddy?
All right, so we're going to. Oh
Is that
my
a different
God.
different rated channel?
It's
Perhaps?
Dream Daddy.
It's
Not
17.
past midnight yet.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah. After dark. All right.
Hold it for midnight.
Okay, I'm on the with the stage, the backstage exit. I don't even remember.
Leave me alone.
Was I using
Oh,
this
yes.
to like get
There was
the?
something like a little window there. That's how I saw it.
I think we're looking for the bracelet. I think. Oh no! You know what? No. I take this back. I know what it was. She redid her testimony for like the 700th time, and
Yeah.
This is why we don't know what the hell's going on.
right,
'cause we don't
exactly.
know
So let me
what's
start
true
from the
or not.
beginning.
Good,
So
good way to start off this Arvocalist cast. Watch Arv press buttons for the first 20 minutes.
exactly. All right, here we go. So sorry.
Oh, I was on my way from the stage to the backstage exit.
Hold it.
Oh,
So you were heading toward the dressing room, which I think is what you just said.
we. Yes,
So this is a little before she opened the dressing room door and dropped her brooch. About the same time Emma and I heard those shots.
I was on my way back.
Okay, that was exciting.
There was something like a little window there. That's how I saw it.
Hold it.
Oh,
What exactly is something like a little window?
yes, well.
So sorry to say this, Dot. You're still quiet.
Yes, well.
Sorry.
I'll speak up. Window is the best word I know in English.
Is that like true overall? Like her best word
like
of all time?
window.
Window.
No, it's fenêtre.
It is magnifique. It is a window.
Window. I think it is how it is said, yes?
But she just listens to a lot of Melissa Etheridge. Don't worry
Exactly.
about it.
Come to my witness. Sorry.
As sung by
That-
Agatha Massey, the old version.
Oh man.
You need not worry, La Mémoire. Your choice of words is impeccable.
Oh,
There is a small window in the dressing room in question. Perhaps the defense remembers the detail.
That little window on the wall.
oh,
Look at her eye.
She's like,
Just deer in the damn headlights.
I'm perfectly framed. Like,
Definitely not photoshopped into here.
Every time she looks, she goes, "Oh,
oh,
oh."
oh, that's me. I saw the crime from there. There were 2 shots. I couldn't do anything to stop it.
I'm pretty sure we saw 3 shots in the wall, but
Oh
I-
yes, oh yes, oh yes, they both, oh yes, they both, oh yes,
Both
they
devout.
both.
Hold it. Ah. You were certain you heard 2 shots fired? Also, did you
Shots
notice there was a
fired.
tell just then? She had her eyes closed too.
Oh,
2 shots.
Yes, quite certain. I was on my way to the backstage exit. I was when I heard a faint sound, like gunshots.
Gunshots often faint. Yeah, exactly.
I wondering what it had been. I peered through the window. That is when I heard the second gunshot, much closer.
Much closer. Oh, because she was peering through the window?
We.
And there were 2 bullet holes. There were 2 bullet holes to the scene. No contradiction so far. Okay, I thought it was 3.
What happened on the other side of the window? There was nothing I could do. But it wasn't Machi.
Hold it!
It wasn't mariachi.
It wasn't Machi who shot. Are you sure? Thanks for those, Rob.
I had to do it from my phone.
Quite certain.
It amuses me that you would question her testimony.
It amuses me that you're a prosecutor, but
I'm also a rock star.
He's
You have lots of
slapping the
problems
bass
with me.
hard.
Bass. It is testimony in your favor. Isn't it my job to object?
Yeah, Apollo. What were you thinking?
shut up, Trucy. Trucy, let's just listen to
Trucy
what
has
Mama
arrived.
has to say. Can you tell me how you were so sure?
Yes, of course. You see,
I'm the killer. I mean,
it was a grown person. Oh, it was simply by their sides.
I know grown and not grown, and this one is grown. Hold it!
This is
It
a
was
word I
grown.
know.
A grown person. That's a little vague.
I am sorry.
You should be.
My skills with your language is lacking. I know.
Certainly, you could at least see whether the shooter was male or female. Certainly.
It was a man, a young man.
A very young man named Machi. No, that wasn't it.
No, wrong. I mean woman.
I mean woman.
And you're sure of that?
Yes, his voice was quite clear.
Voice? Why is that a question? Voice?
Awkward. Looking at this diagram, it seems the dressing room was quite cluttered. You should really clean up after yourselves.
This is really disgusting.
Start with the body.
It does seem likely that you wouldn't have had a clear view of the shooter.
Exactly, Miranda. She rolled a 20. She knows what a
It
grown
was just
person
a
is.
window. Definitely could not. As a singer, I rely more on my ears than my eyes. When I hear a voice, I do not forget it. That voice was the voice of a man.
Well, that narrows it down, my dear. Thank you very much. So,
A fully grown man.
Fully
So-
grown man.
yeah, it's only 12 of those on the entire planet? It's
Yeah.
fine, we got it. So you
Seems
heard
like
a
it
voice, but wait a minute. Couldn't that have been the victim, Mr. Letushi? Letos?
Absolutely not. I cannot believe I said absolutely. I do not just say that I did not forget a voice. Did I not just say this?
I don't think you did.
I
don't
did!
even know what you
I
said.
did!
What did you say?
Not entirely sure. Can we play back the person doing the typing?
If it was Mr. Letus who spoke, I would have known.
Indeed. So you were out the window, and you heard the shooter's voice. The voice of a young man.
Apollo, this is a good testimony. That proves it wasn't Machi.
It's nice to know she's awake.
Indeed. If it turns out to be true, it would cast this case in a considerably different light, perhaps a pale blue. What is the defense's opinion of this testimony?
What is it? It's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
I've seen worse. I have a feeling it's asking me to do its contradictory, and I'm very worried about choosing that because,
It doesn't completely fall apart under scrutiny.
I mean, it's
Choices.
contradictory. Though it pains me to say this, there's something about Lamiwa's testimony that rings false.
False.
Exclamation point.
Bravo, Air Forehead. You're colder than I thought.
I'm sure you remember what the problem is as well as I do, Gavin, and I'm sure you'll tell me right now. As has been established, no grown man could pass through that air vent. Oh, yes. He couldn't have fled the scene of the crime.
But that means Lemire More has to be lying.
What a shock. I know, and I know it's bad for our case, but I can't shut my eyes to this. Believe me, the idea was tempting.
He comes back with
Just in time for his line. He leaves.
Hey,
It
good
is
for you.
as Air Forehead says.
There he is. All right, Rob's back in.
Be a good German and say your line.
Yet, this is not the only contradiction within her testimony.
What next? What's he talking about?
I understand why you would want to protect Mariachi.
I don't. I mean, he seems like a bad kid.
Let's remember,
Whoa, I didn't do that.
I have no idea what I was going
You
to say.
said you were the
so
siren
no
of the
one will ever know.
ballad. That's what he said.
Because
Yet remember, you're the
somebody
siren.
upstairs.
I didn't. No, he said, yet remember, you were the siren
Quick
of the
on the
ballad.
trigger finger up there. Jesus.
That's why he's excited.
And lies do not become such a creature, whatever that means.
What does the prosecution mean?
I have no idea because the other guy pulled the trigger too quickly.
Apollo, what's he talking about?
Nobody knows.
How come no one bats an eye when he says stuff like that?
Because I only said half of it. I recall the state of the crime scene quite well.
The state of the room?
Yes, and when the murder took place, that window was closed. I find it hard to believe you could hear a voice through it.
What? But I'm sure.
Yes, I know you're sure, but what really are you sure of? I have nothing but the highest regard for your musical sense. But, frankly, I think you're full of it. But my opinion of you as a witness is somewhat lesser.
Also, my opinion of you as a chef is really in the toilet. It's just...
And my opinion of this wall is actually
Objection!
below everything else. I just keep...
But she's the only eyewitness we have.
So you say.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
Oh man.
But look
Your
at me
point.
pointing at you. That means you're
Your
wrong.
point, yeah.
The rings.
To
Look
make
at
your
the rings.
point. And the victim named her the siren as the witness.
That's right. That's what Mr. Latou's...
We heard your claim. We even entertained the possibility. And it brought us to this. Bam! Air Judge.
brought us to my fist hitting this wall. Hey, Werner.
You know we're gonna have to replace that thing eventually.
Yes.
Yeah, one day he's going to hit it and the whole thing's just going to collapse.
It's gonna fall apart. It's
That
just gonna be
becomes
Godot
the next
behind it, just
case.
like
Who
With a cup of coffee.
sabotaged the wall?
the prosecution requests that the witness be excused. Please. Pretty please, with a cherry on top.
I'm afraid I must honor the prosecution's request.
Why?
Because that's the way the script reads.
There is indeed a question of the witness's credibility.
It's so lovely that you asked first.
But if Lamiwa can't testify...
And we don't have a chance of proving Machi's innocence.
Shut up. This cross-examination is over. Prosecutor Gavin, you may continue making your case.
Danke. Now, where were we? Ah, yes. I would like to hear from Fraulein Detective again.
Objection! Wait, let me hear Lamiwa's testimony one last time.
But the cross-examination is already over.
And she no longer exists.
Just break the rules, Judge.
Until such a time as a need arises. This witness may leave the stand.
Oh,
And by may, I mean must.
I am sorry I could not be more assistant.
No one cares, my dear. No one cares. At last, back to the real trial. Ready, Herr Forehead?
Hope I didn't just miss my only chance.
Fraulein Detective, how far had we gotten until we were so rudely interrupted? Now wait, there are certain parts you should leave out, but no, go
I
ahead.
think we have Russ on this, and if not, I want to give him this role.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
Whole show.
so you remember Russ? I don't know if you were doing this or not, but Emma's the sort of like
She's the munching CSI agent.
munching
Right.
CSI agent who's always kind of like
Right.
frustrated
I
people.
think I did
around.
her as vaguely southern, if I remember correctly.
Maybe she's not the southern, the camera operator, the photographer in the previous Phoenix Wright games though, with the curly hair.
She was wasn't she the one who went yell, scream, munch, munch, munch?
Right, exactly. That's her. Yeah, so
Okay.
her.
Don't ask me.
I dislike saying the same thing twice. and I especially dislike saying that. And I never repeat a song for an encore. What the hell does that even mean?
If you would, Miss Sky.
I believe I was saying the only way Mr. Latus's killer could have escaped was through the air vent on the ceiling.
Ah, yes. There was only one door in the room.
Don't stand behind that guy. Norway, don't stand behind that guy.
And a witness, you, was standing in front of it.
That air vent isn't very big, see? Kind of limits the people who could possibly get through, see?
I certainly would have a difficult time.
You
I've
sure
tried.
would, fatty. Not that you would have been there in the first place, though.
What is
Only
it?
cool people
Well.
get to be backstage. Cool. Remember, the whole backstage area was off limits to people not involved with the concert.
At the concert. What's up, Dark Lunar? How you doing, man?
The only one who meets the conditions for our killer is the defendant.
And whoever honked that horn. Ah, virtuoso performance. I couldn't have put it better myself.
She does state a clear case. Though reading the report, something caught my eye.
Oh? What's that?
Just that I have an unusually high amount of dialogue today. The circumstances of the defendant's arrest.
He reviewed his own script.
The circumstances?
Seems you're finally
What
earning
to
your
say?
keep here, Judge.
Again? I see I must need to say shut up much more.
Hey, that's right, Apollo.
Excellent work, Trucy.
Remember when we found Machi? That was bizarre.
Well, I mean, listen, Machi is bizarre, let's be clear.
But mochi is delicious.
She's
Oh
right.
yeah.
Why did
Look at
Mr.
those tiny
Latouche,
shoes.
why did Mr. Latouche's body disappear from the room and end up next to a character from a Charles Dickens novel? Who can know? And end up on top of that
Lisa.
stage tower. They literally, you expect
he
this
wants
one
some more.
to stand
Why
up
is
and
that
go,
poor
I
why
dreamed
is that
the
poor
dream
child
that
dressed-
lies gone by.
Yeah.
Why is that poor child
Definitely
dressed in
Tiny Tim.
napkins?
Right?
Definitely Tiny Tim.
Napkins.
Holding a guitar, no less.
Sorry. Okay. A perceptive observation, Herr Judge.
You be quiet.
Thanks. It was kind of an accident.
God, I just realized where I am. Damn it.
Suddenly I've become something else. A
How
competent.
did I
Came
get
out
up
of
there
it.
on the...
And
Oh.
the judge became self-aware.
Yes.
Exactly, yeah.
There's
But
a
you
fourth
work
wall
in this-
here. Explain this to me.
You work in this job long enough. You get a nose for things.
Finally get something right.
I love it. That's like the only.
Even a broken judge is right twice a day.
The judge seems pleased with himself.
I am.
Very good, Fraulein Detective. Perhaps you can tie it all together for us. Why was the body moved? Why? And how does that lead us to the killer?
Witness
It's like,
testimony. The missing body.
The missing Badai.
I believe Machi stole the body because of some, shall we say, lyrics.
Machi took Mr.
what
Latouche
the kids are calling it
with the
nowadays.
guitar
Did someone say the missing bidet, or am I
by
mishearing?
becoming. Like, what? Like, really?
What?
He moved the body to match the Mirage song. No one in this country had a motive to kill the victim,
In the entire country.
and Machi practically left his signature at the scene. All of this evidence clearly points to the defendant.
La Miroise song?
Yes. The guitars. Sakanad. You noticed it's code too, did you not?
Code red. It's code?
All the events that day followed the lyrics to our song.
It really, Apollo spends most of this game in a concussion, like forgetting everything that happened 3 minutes before, and it's just like, what?
He's a goldfish. He's a proper goldfish.
You said law, prosecutor, what?
Whoa,
Defense
where
attorney?
are we?
Courtroom.
I just came because it was panties involved.
First, the keys my heart held on to so tightly were stolen. Whoa, burning in my heart. Then Oh, no, that's you now.
Oh, then Prosecutor Gavin's guitar burst into flames on stage. Mr. Latouse's life was taken by a bullet.
The rest hardly needs explanation.
Right.
Guitar, up together to the sky. That doesn't
It's
even
like bad,
rhyme,
it's like bad
Clavier.
80s prog. Up together to the sky, guitar.
Did you make the lyrics to this song in Boggle? How did you do this?
That's mad.
Yes, it is.
It's like a story out of some fairy tale.
Like Cinderella. Okay. Robin was fairy tale. I'm very stupid. I admit I'd forgotten about the song and much of my life to this point. But there it is now, waiting for me, the grand finale, as it were.
It all feels like a fever dream. Trucy.
Hey!
And that is your first word.
Hey! Look!
I was the one who first noticed that.
Shit.
I've heard of jumping rope to songs.
Oh, goodness.
Counting to songs. But killing? Oh.
Judge, I'd like to tell you about a song called Murder by Numbers. 1, 2, 3.
I've heard let the bodies hit the floor.
Imagine that's
I've heard of killing me softly with his
listens
song.
to when he's not in the courtroom.
Yeah, I know. It's like a combination of that and Candyland.
Yeah. Rolls down the window. It's just
Later.
it goes back.
Oh man.
I'm thinking the judge hasn't listened to a track that's gone past like 1945 in his entire life.
I think
So
I'll put
maybe
Humperdinck was
not
the
a good
top.
judge of character.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a wild world out there, Herr Judge.
All around me are familiar spaces, worn out places, worn out faces.
Shut up. We've heard one
Perfect.
song and dance. Let's get on to the next. The cross-examination.
Wow, suddenly
I'm a judge.
sarcasm.
I can only
Oh.
handle one song every 3 years.
He's in a hurry today, this judge.
I know, he's just like, get
really
out of
moving.
here.
Yeah, he's really he must have something going on.
I'm not so sure I'm going to be doing. Oh, isn't he going to some like hospital thing for someone?
Yeah.
Wasn't he like, we got to hurry up? And I'm not so sure I'm going
Was
to be
he?
doing much singing.
He's going to visit,
Weird.
He's going to visit someone. I think.
A friend of his, right?
Yeah, in the hospital.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got a friend. That's sad.
Cross-examination, the missing body.
Oh, that's where I heard bidet. Okay. I was like, what?
Yeah. That's
Somebody
where that
just
came
put
from.
took the body
Yeah, I
and
said the missing
read the
bidet.
word the
Missing bidet.
missing bidet. What will I ever do? It's missing. I can't do this.
I said this already.
Oh, all right. Yeah, sorry. I believe Machi stole the body from some lyrics. Well, say it again so I
Playing
can
the
press.
game for sure.
Damn it.
I believe Machi stole the body because of some lyrics.
Hold it! Who would steal a body just to match some lyrics?
Oh, you got me. Nobody. Oh, I didn't believe it myself. But it can't just be a coincidence.
I just realized something great.
What?
It is as Fraulein Detective says.
What if actually that this guy actually killed him? And so it turns out that both people who were in this spot killed.
Oh, like him and his brother? Like the
Yeah,
entire family
yeah,
just
that'd
prosecutes
be-
people and kills them?
I'd have to say, I think so
That's
much.
So they could keep a job.
That's a way more. That's a way more inventive outcome than this will ever
Exactly,
possibly
I was
go
gonna
to.
say.
Probably,
This is
yeah.
definitely about
Probably-
something stupid.
That's like
Or it's-
4D chess. This is like
The
Like
guitar
some
killed
barely
him.
lyrics of a
3D
song.
checkers.
Exactly.
And also, some piece of information will get like flipped on its head in a weird way, where it's like, this is the only possible way it could have
Right,
happened, with a
exactly.
percentage of like 0.01%.
Exactly.
Let us begin with the first verse. First verse, second, same as the first. No, second verse, same as whatever. If you would, Fraulein Detective.
What? You want me to sing it? I'll kill you.
No,
I mean,
no, I
fine.
want you to dance a jig to it. Of course I want you to sing it. You're the witness, yeah? Or did you want me to sing it?
Did you want me to? Because, I mean, really, I shouldn't. But if you want me to, I mean, I certainly will.
No, I mustn't. Okay, I will.
Wow.
I warn you, my fee as a vocalist is not trivial.
What
Oh, the
even
game
is...
almost said our vocalist. It said as
That's
vocalist.
true. I warned you.
That's
My
the
fee our
That's the
vocalist
closest
is not
it'll ever
trivial.
get.
I'm a very talented as vocalist. What?
Fine. Fine.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Let's look at the first part of the
I don't think you
lyrics.
have to sing that part yet.
Wait, that's not.
Let's look at the first part.
Of the lyrics, shall we?
Just sing everything from here on in.
Here we go. Here we go.
The musical.
Musical. Ha.
When you stole away the keys, my heart held on so tight.
Okay, that's enough. We've heard.
It's
too
like
much.
I've heard enough. That's terrible.
Done.
This was Judge. I'm so sorry to the gallery.
There's-
We never
there's
meant
more.
for it to go this far.
There's so much more.
Is wait, just okay. I actually
First
feel like you
stanza.
need to pay me for the
It's a
amount that
vibe.
you just sang on that. Indeed, my favorite heart-shaped keyring was stolen that morning.
Next, we go to the right page of the lyric sheet, otherwise known as the next page,
Mein Gott,
where we
mein
find
Gott.
burning on in my heart fire, burn my love away, all away.
Tires.
Fire.
Fire.
As we know,
Oh.
Prosecutor Gavin's guitar burst into flame.
Bombay.
Like a bullet of love, fire. Take my life away, all away.
All the way.
This is like some 80s prog rock going on.
For
there.
real.
By Meatloaf.
The angst is on
I mean,
point.
really, Dennis DeYoung needs to be on this song right away.
Mr. Latusse's life was taken by a bullet.
Bravo, Fraulein Detective. Your singing. It's not bad. It's not
Oh,
good either.
you're just reading the script.
It's not
You don't-
good.
It's
It's
not.
not bad.
It's somewhere on a scale from 1 to
I give it like a 6.
3. It's like a 0.7.
Yeah.
Now for the finale.
Oh, this is him. Or you.
Oh,
Oh.
guitar, up together to the sky.
Excuse me while I go to the sky. Ba-na-na.
What's still interesting too is that this is translated from Japanese.
Yeah.
So
which-
True.
As it says in the lyrics, Mr. Letuda was found with a guitar high in the sky
Higher in the sky.
over the stage.
But what, I don't know. I don't understand. So this kid somehow grabs him, brings him to the
Brings him
platform,
all the way up here.
and then falls over and is like, "Oh." Like,
Dead.
what?
That's how exhausting it is.
He's blind.
Right. He's supposed to.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
yeah, exactly. The whole.
And his hand looks like he's holding a pick. Like, I don't, none of this
None of this
makes
works.
sense. This is a fever dream.
They're
No
like, it's some-
series
yeah.
of
Sorry, go ahead. Beg your pardon. No,
No
it literally he's saying what I was already thinking. That's why. Sorry.
Dad, they always say what you're thinking.
That's true.
no series.
You know what's
of
funny is that the kid
coincidences.
was lying down next to her. Passed out. Sucks.
Shut up. Judge, do your damn job, okay?
No, it's too amusing.
No series of coincidences could be so well conceived.
He's right. Scientifically speaking.
What would Wacky have said?
Who
That concert was
cares?
whack.
Wacky Kataki.
Wacky Kataki.
It's hard to argue when she pours her heart into it like that.
Oh, that's a good
Yes,
point. What are you
'cause
talking
why-
about?
Facts are important. It's just how much she pours her heart into it.
Right.
I'm over here just being a
15-year-old girl. I don't know how old. 16?
I think she's like, 15 or 16.
I think she's 15, yeah.
Great. I know how old I am.
Don't get your panties in a bunch,
I
Trucy.
don't have any
They
anymore.
all got taken.
Stealing
They
it.
were all stolen.
Anyway, the shooter. He moved the body to match the mirage song.
Hold it.
What?
Does the prosecution have any idea why he'd do all this?
You want my scientific opinion?
No, we don't go on that kind of thing here. We just want complete
Not
and
where
utter
we came
nonsense.
to court.
You want my instinct?
Yes.
We want your full and unadulterated 100% guess.
No clue.
But you clearly had a reason to go through all that troublesome, deep reason.
I want to put out that Clavier's argument is there's no way that anything this ridiculous could not be true, and her argument is like, I don't know, but he must have had a reason. Like, what is this nonsense? Like, a deep reason?
Deep reason.
It's clear that nobody in Japan knows how a court case is supposed to work.
No,
It's just
I don't.
completely.
It's
this-
right now. It's key terms and like
I know.
tossing a ball.
And no person in English has ever said a deep reason.
Exactly.
A deep reason.
Not a
Deep
thing people
reason.
say.
How
Sounds
deep
like a-
is your
I forget.
reason?
It's not past midnight.
I've seen dog shows
God.
that have come up with more plausible verdicts than these courtroom cases. Not only did he steal my keys, he torched my guitar. And he should never have done that. Unforgivable acts, even if he had a reason, and worse if he had none. And now I'm sweating like mad.
Oh, mouth sweat. Disgusting. The diva's complaints aside, I can't imagine someone doing this on just a whim.
Fraulein Detective, I
Shut
have no
up.
idea what I was going to say.
It's not
Again.
me. The game just did that. He said, I take offense at that description.
Who the hell is
Indeed.
driving this thing?
I am. It does seem too well rehearsed, shall we say? Shall we say? I don't know.
Shall we say?
Yes, the crime was planned for sure.
You can make anything more important by putting air quotes around it.
Why did she put on her sunglasses when she's speaking? She's saying
To be dramatic.
Yeah, exactly.
It's such that
They're
she
not
doesn't
very
murder the
dramatic.
entire gallery with her laser eyes.
No one in the country had a motive to kill the victim.
Hold
In
it.
the
No one in the country? Do you know
This
how many?
country.
But Mr. Latouche spoke English. He may have come to this country before. That's a great question. What?
I looked into that asshat. I mean, I assure you.
Oh.
It was the first time in the country it seems. Apparently, he learned English on his own.
Great.
You see? No, I have no idea. No one can see, because none of this makes any bloody sense. No one here had a motive to kill him, so obviously he can't be dead because there was no motive.
Exactly.
So then obviously he's still alive.
Why are we even here? This case is
Why are we
case
even here? This
dismissed.
trial case dismissed. The body just walked
Victim
right out.
raised from the dead. Let's go.
Exactly.
It's a deep reason.
And
Deep.
Deep reason.
Well, I'll let you continue to look for it. Anyway, I gotta go. I got another concert to go do. No one here had a motive to kill him, and certainly not in such an elaborate. I just completely move on to the next line. I need to get an answer.
What's up, Lone Wolf?
I sound like a New Yorker again.
It does seem difficult to imagine.
Hey, Lone.
Unless our famous prosecutor did it as a publicity stunt.
Wait, what are you? Wait, what? Wait, what did you? Wait, what? What?
Unless
what you?
famous
What you?
prosecutor
Sweating.
did it as a publicity stunt.
What you say?
What you
As a
say?
publicity stunt.
All our base are belong to.
Oh,
How are
you
you,
have no
gentlemen?
time.
Gavin.
You have no future. Make your time.
I like how the judge is already down that path. He's like, oh, really?
You did this to promote your song.
Yes,
Oh,
murder
they're
is a
promoting
great way
song.
to promote your
I
album.
don't even know what that is.
Publicity stunt.
This is bullshit. No, I'm kidding. Of course not. Of course not. And I am quite dismayed by your apparent lack of progress. No, I'm kidding. And I am quite dismayed by the ludicrous nature of her claim.
I do not share your optimism.
Why would I need promotion? Everyone already wants me. Everybody already listens to my music.
Well,
I don't. listen to your music. I don't.
I mean, I do.
They're even in my textbook at school.
What? What?
I don't know. I'm just reading
And
the lines, Arv.
And I'd never heard of them. What does that say about me? It says that I'm the only non-sane one. The only non-insane one here.
I was just
She's hiding
kidding.
them.
Don't get all worked up, Glimmer Boy.
Glimmer boy.
I am not a vampire.
And Machi practically, I said this earlier, left a signature at the scene. I said it.
Hold it!
What?
What do you mean by his signature?
It's signature.
The bullet holes in the wall, of course.
It's a
Yeah.
really bad way to write
His
his name.
signature bullet holes? The bullet holes?
Like a Wild West showman. The revolver was fired twice.
It's like Zorro.
You can make any letters with 2 bullets.
If you think hard enough.
It clearly
It's
spells
like looking
I.
at astrology. Look, that's an eye.
It's a diagonal I.
Just a very weird
One
way to draw between 2 bullets.
Missed.
They just shoot 2
It's just
times
a
in a wall and
slash.
just use
Everything's
a
just like-
marker to.
It writes Clavier's name.
He was illiterate. This is how it's signed. 1 shot missed and left a hole
Man,
in the
that's
wall.
funny. It gets kookier and
That's science.
Hey, man, that would be cool, Burner.
And that means what exactly?
Yes, good question.
That dressing room isn't exactly spacious.
Speculous?
Sure, the
Oh, that
shooter
sounds delicious.
facking off with
What?
Most
I appreciate
interesting
the
way of-
dedication.
a different part of this country.
Appreciate the dedication. Oh man.
It's really.
You picture it. Picture it.
Oh, we're still recovering from it. We can't not picture it at this point. We'll never look at the word the same way again.
Picture it.
Ever.
Oh.
Oh.
Right. Facing off, right?
They can't have been more than 5 feet apart.
Social
Social
distancing.
It would be difficult, almost impossible, to miss at that range.
Difficult to miss, you say?
Difficult to miss.
Dude,
I think I have a
Let's test it
couple.
out.
My other, I have 3 albums. At least 2 of them are on Spotify. I think, Burner.
Spotify.
Gary,
How spotiferous of you.
assuming the shooter could properly aim.
No, you can't be serious.
Machi, he can't see. That's why he missed.
I told you it was him.
That's why we call him Mochi.
That's the other one that can see.
It's the
They're a
blind
package
leading the
deal.
blind into murder. It's the only explanation that makes sense.
That's-
And delicious Japanese desserts.
He used sound and other senses. He tasted the victims
Is he in
and
the-
fired a gun.
He was Daredevil, but then right at the last second became someone who had just become blind. What?
He tasted the gun's fire.
Poorly.
Poorly. You have chosen poorly.
Oh man.
That reminds me, I need a break. That reminds me, the monitor in that room was blaring at the time, yeah. Hardly ideal conditions for tracking by sound.
A blind shooter. No wonder he missed.
Good job, Judge.
You realize if you
Attaboy,
can't see,
attaboy,
Judge
it's
Judge.
and
hard to
Trucy
shoot.
should just go get ice cream together because this is far too much for them.
I knew
I
those
think the
bullet holes
Judge and
would come back
Trucy
to
are
haunt me.
actually the same age.
I knew those bullet holes would come back to haunt me. Think, Justice. What do I do now?
The oldest looking 15-year-old judge ever.
How about I not sit back and watch? Objection! Sure, there were bullet holes left in the wall, but that doesn't prove the shooter couldn't see.
Oh.
Oh. How so?
This is an
Because
impossible
reality?
question
Like,
to ask. It's like,
what-
how do you
what does that mean?
negatively prove something?
Because life, because reality. What? Well, there could have been a struggle with the victim.
Aha, so you're saying it's not possible.
That's
Case
certainly
dismissed.
possible.
And it might have been the revolver's fault.
how it
That
points
revolver
right
never
into
behaved.
space.
It always turned around.
Oh yes, so
This
yes,
is why
they
we
both.
don't
Oh
let it
yes,
out
they
of the
both. Oh
house.
yes, they both. Reach for
People
the
don't
gun.
kill people, guns kill
Oh, yes,
people.
The
they both
revolver
reach
was
for
like,
the
I am
gun.
not giving away my shot. All right.
Wow, this is getting out of control
This
tonight.
is- I swear that when we enter the next chapter, that gun in this position is going to shoot the judge. They're gonna be like,
The evidence.
No, it's gonna
Apollo-
testify. We're gonna
Yes, Apollo-
interrogate
yes.
the gun. The gun will
Apollo
testify.
is going to interrogate the gun, and the gun's be like,
Exactly. We've interrogated a parrot
I
in
didn't
this
shoot
game.
anybody.
Like,
I was just following the lyrics.
I swear to God, I didn't go off
just want
prematurely.
a,
That never happens.
Just want a bang flag to just
Yes.
bing.
right out the
The
end.
revolver that's pointed at me.
The revolver was a very large caliber, correct?
If the shooter wasn't used to firing such a large weapon, why? It would dislocate their shoulder.
I call Revolver Ocelot to the
Exactly.
stand.
Exactly.
The defendant, Machi Tobai, is, as you can see, tiny.
And it's
not so hard to
Not a
picture.
delicious Japanese
It's
dessert.
not so hard to picture him firing. It's not so hard to picture him firing the gun and missing entirely.
How could an ice cream sandwich kill anyone? Your Honor?
Your Honor,
set
it
it
would
up.
have
I set it up.
melted
You
before it
spike
could
it
fire
slowly.
the gun. This is wrong. The kickback alone would throw off his aim.
Gosh.
Mochi. A convincing argument, to be sure.
Is it?
Haha, take that, smug prosecution.
Is anything?
Apollo,
What
Oh God, what is it,
Uh-oh.
Tracy?
What?
that bit about Machi being tiny
That's not politically correct.
and the gun throwing off his aim,
What?
aren't you kind of
Bad at your job.
admitting that he did it?
Mm. Oh.
Bad at your job. It does not matter why he missed.
Look, all that matters is that I pointed out a contradiction, okay? Whether that helps or destroys my client is
I
not
don't
the
even
point.
know what
I
side he's
win
on
points.
anymore.
I don't think the two of them know what their jobs are because they're
Exactly.
proving each other's points.
Exactly.
What matters is that neither of us are very good at this.
It's my-
What matters is that the shooter was, without a doubt, the defendant. What the?
We didn't prove that. What?
Even the defense seems to agree on that point.
No.
What?
Dirk?
No, it is.
Cripes. I really put my
Told you,
foot in it this
Apollo.
time.
But let's get the facts of the matter on record. What are we doing?
We have no idea where we're at in this process.
Yes. How about we start getting the facts on the record? Because we clearly haven't been doing that for an hour.
Yeah.
All right.
If you would, Fraulein. If you would, Fraulein Detective.
Shut up. Very well. The witness will add this to her testimony.
Right.
We begin again.
From the state of the crime scene, Delaware, I conclude the shooter was blind.
Hold it! Aren't there no blind people in Delaware?
It's clearly Michigan.
You can't say he was blind just because he lives in Delaware. That's offensive because of those bullet holes in the wall. I think I've proven that somehow.
I think.
I wouldn't call it proof per se.
Huh?
It's Latin.
You've merely raised a possibility.
I like to call
Which is-
this reasonable doubt. Reasonable doubt.
Possibility is all we've actually based any of our points on. Fraulein Detective has made a most logical conjecture based upon the evidence. Of course, there is more evidence than just bullet holes. Really? The defendant was the only one who could have escaped through the air vent.
Objection!
Punto vent.
But wait, if he was blind, how would he know about the air vent in the first place? Haha.
Ah, a very good point. Well, Fraulein Detective, if you would care to explain.
He certainly seems sure of himself.
Surprise.
Recall the crime scene, if you would.
I can't. Can we go over it again?
Go
'Cause I
back to your
forgot.
mind's eye.
Do it. There was a step ladder below the air vent. It was clearly labeled air vent in audio tones.
In braille on the side of the like, on the air vent.
As it happens, maintenance was scheduled for that day.
Not maintenance.
Custodial staff went around checking all the air vents.
And they said, hey, boss, I think this one had a blind guy in it. All right, well, let's mark it down. I don't believe it.
Market 0.
Everyone backstage was told about the maintenance, including Machi Tsubai. He would have known that there would be a way out at the top of the stepladder.
It's very good they told Mochi Tabasco.
But why is this the first time I'm hearing about this, which is an excellent question.
Right, and he would have to move quickly.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
You could have figured it out for yourself, Herr Forehead.
no.
You only need to consider what the stepladder was doing there.
Shut up. Looks like the defense's objection has been squished by a stepladder.
Terrible way to go. Well, Herr Forehead, the stepladder conundrum got you? Out of ammunition, perhaps?
Let me tell you something. I've never seen Prosecutor Gavin so aggressive. Maybe
This
he's
is
caught the
aggressive.
scent of blood.
Hollow, don't you have something? Anything?
I'm
Yes,
trying
an
to hold my
annoying
blood.
assistant.
You know what you need to stop clicking so fast so I can
I
read.
swear to God,
You
I'm
need
not doing that.
something
I'm
to
not
prove
doing that.
The killer could see. That'll put him in his place.
Proving the shooter was sighted would do it. I would take down one of their central points. Do I have any evidence that can prove that, though? And if so,
No
can
such
I
luck.
make
Well,
sure
that's
to-
the end of the case.
Can I make sure to save my progress before I do that?
Oh my god, wow, yes.
As much as this investigation's interesting, I have to refill my drink, Arv. I'll be right back.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, same. I need to check screaming people inside the house. I'll be right back.
Okay, sounds good. shall
I'm
see.
just gonna spin in a circle in my chair for a second.
Me too.
Krista, do we have any evidence? We need to establish. Okay,
Hey,
this is a good
I'm
spot for
back.
me to say to everyone in chat. I hope everyone's doing well. Welcoming you all to day 10 of Apollo Justice Ace Attorney with the amazing Arvocalists, who are amazing and great, and it is great to have them with us. If you are enjoying what you're seeing and hearing, please make sure to follow us here in the channel. Make sure you check out our playlist of our vocalist games. We've done a whole bunch of them, including this one a lot, but we've also done other Apollo Justice actually Phoenix Wright games, I should say. We've also done games like 2000, I can never remember the name of it, the Turing Travesty. All I know is that Zach was playing a robot on that one. 2034 Read Only Memories, I think is what it was.
Yep.
So we have that. We have also played the Banner Sagas, which was a lot of fun. And we've done other games of that sort. So if you like this, we do this once a month. And we always have a lot of fun doing it, as you can tell. So what's going on, Crit Twitch, Hello Lone Wolf, and hi, Mrs. Dunsel. So welcome, everybody. 2001 A Space Odyssey game. That would mostly just involve one of us just being like, I can't let you do that, Hal, you know? So we've got that. God is back. Zach and everything. Have we done the Edgeworth files yet? No, we need to get through this game. And then I have to decide. We'd probably switch over to another game for a little while. These games are great, but there are games that we have to be careful about doing too much at a time because they have a certain cadence to them. However, they are a lot of fun. Even if we do Mystery Science Theater 3K, a lot of them, but
We're talking about we stay true
Yeah.
to the script.
we do, yeah, no, absolutely. We just make a couple of comments about the
Yeah,
logical.
never deviate ever.
Yeah, no, the logical reality of that script is the big thing, you know. So
It's true. As long as everybody's buying its honesty.
it's true. Edgeworth is worthy. No, I mean Edgeworth is great. Trust me, these games have a lot going for them, honestly.
I have to say one thing. There should be a time where, I'm sorry, I just want to see a time where there's a new judge, just for like one trial, like one quick little thing. There's a new judge besides our judge.
That would be
That-
cool.
But here's the thing. When I imagined it being the guy being like the other Clavier, the crazy rock star guy.
Right.
That's how it's called.
That's right.
But like the judge being like him,
Oh,
So,
being like a rock guy,
so
a
instead
star
of,
guy.
like, doing this, you go like, shut up.
Yeah.
It's true. I don't know if
That'd
they've
be good.
ever not. I think they've always had this judge. I don't know if there's ever been one that's not that way.
I wonder what the most recent Ace Attorney game was. Let
So
me see.
they had, yeah, I don't know. I think because they had a couple more. They had another Apollo Justice. Then they had the Edgeworth Files. They had another Phoenix Wright game. Phoenix Wright comes back into the series at some point.
I kinda like Apollo.
I think it's better when I lean into I'm chatting with Jedi when I lean into the microphone, but when I'm eating I lean back. So
Yeah,
it sounds a little farther away.
because we don't want to hear. Yeah, exactly.
That's right. I'm being a pig.
So which Ace Attorney is this?
This is Apollo Justice Ace Attorney. It's the first
Okay.
Apollo Justice game.
I think
Yeah, so
Apollo
there's-
Justice should be it for the rest of the time. He's just so innocent and
There's a lot more. There's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more Ace Attorneys after this one.
Wow. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. Now, some of them are all of any of those remakes though.
Well, it's no, doesn't look like it. They're all new. Although there's two more Phoenix Wright games. And Apollo Justice isn't mentioned in any of the further ones. So
Yeah, I think he's in one more maybe, but Coven, as far as the thing about Rob's back, so we'll get started in a sec here. About 2001, I have to admit that I've kind of always found, now Russ would disagree with me because Russ likes 2001 a lot. I've always kind of been lukewarm about it, honestly. It's real slow paced, and I feel like then later movies came around, and like science fiction movies that just kind of blew that storyline away a little bit in terms of what it could do. So I think it's one of those movies that's. I find this way. I find this thing about Close Encounters of the Third Kind also. Like it's just like wow, and then you're like, can this do anything ever? Can this movie happen somewhere? So that's part of it. All right. Okay.
You know what I've learned about Arv tonight? In all of our conversations, chat, you know what I learned about Arv tonight? Arv does not like stories that don't have a purpose.
True. Although I think too that's true. Although 2001, I think it had a purpose. It just takes forever to get to the purpose.
Like you want your stories to have a structure and a flow, and you want it to be told and not just like we were talking about earlier. Like you're like, I don't want to watch a movie about a dude that just drinks himself to death, but like
right,
that is still a story.
Oh,
it still has
yeah.
a beginning, middle, and end. But the vibe that I'm getting based on the way you're talking is that you like yours to be
That's reasonable.
have some drive and
That's
some
reasonable.
oomph.
It doesn't have to be, and it doesn't have to be speedy. Like I like slow paced stuff too, but I do like when it actually goes somewhere. I actually had this problem for a long time with The Big Lebowski, which is another like Russ's favorite movie, and I had a long time where I'm kind of like, what? Like what are we doing? Like what
Yeah,
are we
why?
doing here?
It's
Why?
because it's one of the few Coen Brothers films where the point of the entire movie is summed up in the last 20 minutes of the film.
Right, yeah.
Everything before that is like it's and it's I'm fairly certain it's done intentionally, that you're basically on the dude's ride for the vast majority of that movie, and then he gets all of a sudden he gets totally wise to everything that's going on, and even at the end of it you realize none of it makes any difference, like none of it matters.
Right.
Like,
Which, you know, like, I mean, like, and I'm better on Big Lebowski. I like it more than I used to, but the Dude Abides, because there's so many funny
also it's
little bits.
remembered for
But-
the moments, not for
exactly.
the big picture.
I think it's a movie more about memes than it is about a movie. Like, I think so. And you're right. And
100%.
also, hi, Trisha Matz. The story without a purpose is just a vignette. Yeah, I mean, oftentimes that's true. It can be an entertaining anecdote, but it doesn't actually really add up to a story. I do like slice of life stories, actually. I do like stuff like that. What I don't like is stuff that's aimless, that at the end of the aimlessness, I don't think has moved us anywhere. There are times when you watch something aimless that does actually get you somewhere. I find a lot of aimless stuff doesn't do that. Like one classic example of this for me is Fargo. I have bounced hard off Fargo. I watched that movie 3 times because I was like, I must be missing something.
How?
Can't stand it. I can't stand it. I find the movie incredibly overwrought and overrated. And like, yeah, there's great performances. Like, I love William H. Macy. He's great. Like, but I'm just like, why am I watching this boring movie about a bunch of boring people? Like, I just 3 times I tried. 3 times I was like, I must be missing something. Like, try it again. And
I would make
tried it
one
again, and I'm like,
suggestion. Go watch the documentary Minnesota Nice, then go back and watch that film. Because I think you're
I
missing
believe
the
it's maybe
context.
accurate, but just because it's I mean, maybe I just
No,
don't care about.
it's
stories
not about no. It's
you
not
know?
about that. It's accurate. And look, I know it sounds like I'm working really hard to sell you on this. If you don't like Fargo, you don't like Fargo. But also the context of Fargo is that it is not like again. This is I think this is Coen Brothers do this a lot. This is not a movie about a kidnapping.
No,
it's
sure,
not.
Sure.
It's about Minnesota. And
Sure.
about the weirdness that is Minnesota to people who are both from Minnesota in the context of a thing that they went, what is the weirdest, craziest, wackiest thing that could happen?
Mm-hmm.
And then how would these people, these Minnesota nice people, respond to this absolutely horrible thing that was set upon?
Which is fair enough. I think maybe it comes
state.
down to is I just don't really care about, hearing about Minnesota particularly. Like, I mean,
no one else does either.
Yeah.
Have you been to Minnesota?
I have.
I have. Let me tell you, not much there.
No.
Very nice.
Right now, Foom is like, what? All right, let's get back in the game. Okay, so do I have any evidence?
Yeah. Okay.
Sure.
Foom is the best thing in Minnesota.
There you go. Fantasy Flight Games is also good too, in addition to Foom. But that's two things. And also, I think one of my I don't want to out this person, but one of my mods also is from Minnesota, and they're really cool. So, okay. Fine.
If there's any consolation, I haven't been able to get into any of the Fargo series, so I don't know if you like those.
Okay.
But like, I actually don't.
See,
I don't like. I can't get into them at all.
And I was thinking about the fact that I do like Tales from the Loop, some of that show, and that's a slow-paced,
I haven't watched that
drifting
yet.
show, but that's something about the feel of that's different. Anyway, fine. I accept the prosecution's challenge.
That's on my list if it means anything. And I have to say, I am currently binging. It's off topic. I'll save it for the end because you all deserve to know because it's an inspiration for Infinity.
And now you have to stay till the end of the cast to find out what Dot's going to say. That was nice, Dot.
I mean, like Arv needs to end before midnight.
Wow. All right.
As I knew you would, hair forehead.
What exactly am I up against here? It's a very good question. The prosecution is saying the shooter missed because he or she couldn't see. Therefore, Machi, who's blind, did it. This is the dumbest. How many people are blind? Like none of this makes sense.
I'm so lost at this point.
Don't blind shame. Don't blind shame, Arv. Don't blind shame.
The defense will please present their evidence. Evidence that overturns the prosecution's claim.
The prosecution will please turn over the evidence.
The prosecution claim.
Okay, so
what I should do is toss it to the judge and intentionally miss and be like, sighted people can also miss throwing, so... Okay.
Do we... Oh, man.
The picture?
Yeah, go to the picture.
Maybe that. Probably not.
Was touch the check button for details.
This thing continues to be like, I don't...
Okay. Where would they have had to have been standing to shoot bullet? They would have had to been on the far right side of the room.
Right. And
there was a
here.
struggle. 2 shots were fired. There was a struggle.
See, what I think is actually going to be, I think they probably fired from the window, although I don't know what this is about. But, yeah. They would have had to be over here.
Which, again, doesn't make any sense as to how the bullets got in that wall, because this separator, this divider,
right,
blocks one of the shots.
Right. Unless he's here, and he
unless
this way.
And he shoots. Did the? Oh, I guess we don't know if the bullets went clean through.
How could?
No, he didn't. He didn't shoot him from here.
From the air, yeah.
No, but listen. If this is just an area with a window, a closed window, and
right.
no other place,
right?
How could essentially a blind person? How could they get all the way over here without being spot or something by this guy and shoot him from behind?
Right. Well, what they're suggesting is that he waited in the room back here somewhere.
He hid in a cello case.
Right, because there's a guitar case there.
Yeah, there was a large case, so instrument case that they hid in, which is their thought. I'm
interesting.
Go Look at that again.
This thing?
Yeah.
What's that?
Yeah, that is just so fishy up there to me, and has been since the beginning. It's like somebody tried to write something.
La Miroir, which I swear is what it actually is. I'm sure I think she may have shot him from the window, although I don't know about that other shot.
You are?
My vote's the out of style. No. I know that's a door, Coven. I wasn't talking about that. There's a window on the right side of the room, too.
Wait, but she shot him? Why would she?
That I don't know yet.
Time of death, blood loss due.
Roman Latou's, age 35.
Alright, so we're trying to prove that he could
remains lettuce.
see. Trying to
Prove that he had to have been able
prove
to
that
see.
he could see. He
And
could
this-
see.
Wait,
This
he's only
doesn't do that.
35 years old?
Yeah, allegedly.
What? I thought he was like 45 or something like that.
Well, if the assumption is that the same guy took the key ring as, as anything else,
Shot, yeah.
then, why would he take, I don't know. Oh, wait a minute. Well, if he hid in the guitar case, he would have needed to have found the keys. Oh, no, that's pushing it. You could probably still search for it. It's not that. I don't
The
know.
crime scene. Okay. Nothing that would prove that they could see.
Sort of pin fastener for attaching thing to close. Not a safety pin type, though.
So if it's not a safety pin, it's a danger pin.
Thanks, Trucy.
What?
I suppose if you stuck it in your eye, then yeah, sure. Would you do that? Let's just try. But you could do that with a safety pin, too, for that matter.
Wrap it up, boys. We've solved the case.
Thanks for taking the fun out of my danger pin.
Oh, you're driving a danger pin through my heart here. What?
I'm trying really hard.
What are you all talking about? Okay.
I don't.
No one here makes sense.
The murder weapon is not. I also could present as well the actual person. Oh,
Contains the lyrics to the ballad.
Well,
because he'd have to read the lyrics. But I mean, he
But
probably
Yeah,
didn't know
they
them.
would have to know the lyrics. Wait, was this the first time she ever played that song?
I don't think so.
Was this a premiere of that song? I was about to say, because if that's the case, they would have had
Yeah.
to have read them to.
Right.
And these are her lyrics. She wrote these.
I
So
would say this is our best guess so far, but
yeah,
you
that
can
they
still
would
hear
have
them,
to.
you know,
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, you can
But
still
she-
hear them, but
I guess that's true.
the badge. This is the
The
proof.
badge.
This is all I need. All
Ah.
right. What about?
Also, the loading the gun, I guess could still be done, but
Oh, it doesn't actually let me present people. Okay, that narrows it down. So then it's.
okay.
So it's the.
The shooter cannot see.
Well, but that see, I noticed that too. That La Miroir, I like whatever La Miroir and Gavin. I noticed that too, but that's not going to affect. But Coven, that's not going to affect whether proving that Machi could see.
Right,
rather-
that's what we're trying to prove. Yeah.
And saving us from.
My caliber turns out to belong to her. They would have had to finish what they were doing, cross the room again, and go back out the way they entered and up a ladder. Think about all the
Right.
I mean, you could present the map of the room.
Could be that. Oh, it's victim's left hand.
You shot in the shoulder.
Well, the other thing is, like, I don't. So he just. Because he would have had to shoot him in the back, which means he was turned around. I think you're probably right, Coven, but. Alright, well, I have this saved, so.
Yeah, be bold.
Did you save right before this one or before the other one?
I thought I saved.
Before this one, right before.
Wait,
think
did
I
you
saved-
still only have one health left?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're trying to get past this section, then they'll refill our health.
Then they'll, yeah. Yeah, I think, yeah.
This guy shot his shoulder. Take that. This is that evidence. That's promising. Music has changed.
The photograph of the crime scene?
Woo! I don't care much for the smirk on Prosecutor Gavin's face.
You fail. Get
But
out
this
of
is
here.
no time to think twice. Time to press on and be impulsive and ridiculous. Yes, Your Honor, the crime scene. There is something in here that decisively contradicts the prosecution's point.
I'm the only one who can hit the wall here, Herr Forehead. Then perhaps you'd best show us this thing.
I thought about that, Cornelius, but you could still read him the lyric or something. You know, what's up, Barry?
Get your finger out of the breeze and put it to good use, ya.
Shut up. Very well. Show us what you're talking about, Mr. Justice.
Contradiction at the scene of the crime. Well, so it could be that. Okay, so anyway, we know that it's this somewhere. So it could be this.
I think it's the writing.
Unless he tried to write.
That's what I'm thinking. Is he tried to write his? Well, I don't know. I also agree. Like reading the lyrics seems like a good bet. I don't know.
I think it's this picture because we wouldn't have gotten this far otherwise. I think the question
think
is
the
whether it's-
wall.
Oh,
shot him.
it would have sent us back to the items. Yeah.
So I'm going to start with this, and if it's not this, then it's this.
I mean, that's a dead shot at the heart.
Right. That's exactly. Take that. Look, the contradiction's right there, plain as day. Uh-oh.
I sleep at night.
Your finger has a force of weight
But you're pointed too
that
freely,
I'm
sir.
afraid you must die for.
Oh! Okay, argument lax. What a time to mess up. Okay. Never mind. Okay, he's guilty. Forget this.
Shut
Blah,
up.
blah, blah,
That's
blah,
enough.
blah.
I see no
Never
need
mind.
to
Don't
further
care.
prolong this trial. The
Shut up.
defense's case is insufficient.
Shut up.
And his popsicles
Shut
are
up.
not delicious. It finds
Clearly, we don't need to solve this case. Everyone
Wild
is free to go home.
the defendant will surrender to the court's carré to undergo a regular
Trial? What is this, a junior? Like a leader?
Yeah. Oh, regular trial. What even is that?
Shut up.
Okay, let's try that again. Try again.
We're gonna reload.
I believe all. Wait,
I
I
don't understand
believe.
what's
Did I
happening.
read this?
Yeah, I
I don't
guess
know. I guess I'll read this again. I believe all he has added to our understanding of this photo is his fingerprint. I would hope you could refrain from soiling the evidence, Herr Forehead.
Oh, that's mean.
Oh,
Shut
that was
up.
not-
Or yourself, for that matter.
Oh, wait. Why did I get full health suddenly?
That's weird.
Yay.
Perhaps Mr. Justice would care to try again.
Dad, don't.
Wow. Okay.
Oh, that's nice. Okay.
I don't know what happened there. The contradiction
Yep.
is the writing. Take that. The contradiction is right here. Oh, you know it's right because I'm being smug. All right, it's right here.
Look at that cocky look.
You stopped sweating for 12 seconds.
Where's my Arvin smugs at, Jet?
Hey.
Smear bloodstains.
Bloodstain. I thought it was just my blurry vision.
There you go. Thank you, Dragon Spirit. I guess, Trish, that this might have been because he's a minor. Maybe that's why they're thinking of it that way. I've never seen that before. And maybe you're right, Barry/Marinda, because I continued instead of reloading, I guess.
But it really was blurry. The way the victim's hand is raised above his head. Much like a gesture I have seen many times in this court. The nay-nay.
Almost as if he wrote something.
But that proves that Mr. Latouche could see, not that.
Yeah, I know.
Aha! I get it! At least, I think I get it.
She doesn't get it. Get what? Fraulein Top Hat.
When Mr. Latusi was shot, he tried to write something. And what would he write but the shooter's name?
His memoirs?
The first page of a new novel?
And what would he write in but his own blood? Huh? Pretty good, huh?
Truly, you have a dizzying intellect. Thanks for making my point for me. Yes, in fact, that's what I think happened here.
Did I do that?
Does seem to be a distinct possibility.
This game is secretly called Trucy Justice.
The victim wrote the killer's name.
It's certainly a logical conclusion for one.
We're all just speculating here, right? There's like no proof of that.
Exactly.
Drat, I just wish it wasn't all rubbed out like that. What was he even thinking dying that way?
Why don't you be more clear?
Yeah, work harder as you're dying.
Of course it's rubbed out. Why,
Put every last ounce of yourself into it.
if I were a killer, I certainly wouldn't want to leave my own name behind.
I mean, the last 3 that I killed,
Wait, Herr Judge, what are you saying?
Shut up.
Neither would I.
Oh God.
Hey.
No one
Some
has
mysterious
anything
subplot to come up in.
else to say?
man.
Exactly, Barry. What a loser.
About what?
So the prosecution accepts this? You agree this was the victim making an attempt to record the name of the killer? And that the killer tried to rub the name out?
What's your point? Mine's over there.
What's my point? Look at me when I give you the point. Let me ask you this. How did the killer
hell
know
are
the
we
victim was
doing?
writing their name?
Well, hold on. It's whoopity whoop time.
See?
Oh,
Even the
it's-
police know.
Whoopity whoop!
They're
Dueling
coming
ellipsis.
for you. Bad guy, sick 'em on him, Apollo.
Oh, you're right. You're right, Norway. The shooter could see it, so he tried to rub it out.
Yeah,
But
the
again,
shooter-
that's
yeah.
still assuming, like, you're just like, that sounds good, but what
This
what
is
is it?
assuming any of this is accurate.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Well, Mr. Latouche was writing something in blood. Once, the movie and the musical. That's what he was writing. He was writing once, but he only got to the first word. The killer saw what it was.
Apollo Justice, where the rules are made up and the points don't matter.
Wait. I said
Once
wait.
he saw what it was,
Wait.
as in the critically acclaimed horror series.
No one's waiting.
I'd like
But
to
what
play
did
a
you
game.
just testify about the shooter?
Just wait.
Mhm. Smug.
I said
I didn't do that.
ack. I didn't know what I said.
I said they
I
were.
said they,
I said they were blind.
They were blind ack.
Yet the crime scene itself contradicts that.
Everything's a contradiction in this story.
The killer had to have been able to see. Why would they rub out the name in blood otherwise?
Ah!
May I remind the court that the defendant, Machi Tobai, is blind. He couldn't have been the shooter!
With the background just like buzzing past.
I'd also like to remind everybody he's dressed in napkins.
Shut up, shut up,
There's a
shut up. Order, order, order.
I'm not doing it.
Please escape. What does this mean?
Please explain what all this means, Chaos.
Somebody tell me what I'm supposed
What
to
is
do.
TikTok? I'm so
Why did-
confused.
Why did we just go to warp speed?
I just keep waiting for the judge to just rip his tie off, tie it around his whole head.
I quit. Too old for this.
And then he breaks out a big bass guitar and just goes.
Exactly, Coven. Explain to the court why I should be shot.
Here's the tie. I can't see it
Because of his beard. Exactly. Oh, man.
I will continue to snap my finger.
I mean, looking at this photo, seems quite clear that the shooter could see.
Yes, that's what we talked about
Yet,
all of this time.
up until now,
Exactly, Barry.
Damn it. It seems I owe the court an apology.
Also my fans.
Something a lawyer has never said.
I may have just put a hole in this wall finally. I'm sorry. I will get somebody else to come in here and fix it up. I really do apologize. It's just a very good wall to slam when either governors are a band with law enforcement ties. Yet a murder occurred. A murder occurred? Boy, when you need to click the button, you're very late on the tape. But when no one needs you to click the
It
button,
does.
you're
It
right
clicks
there
by
onto the next
itself.
card.
It clicks
I'm
by
sorry,
itself.
did you read it first? Where'd it go? During our concert, apparently, this caused some confusion over jurisdiction.
Yes, whether you're village police village people cops.
It's official or not.
You know, that's the confusion.
I would have to say the village people cops have the best jurisdiction.
Wow.
Anyway, as a
We got you. We're there.
think about it, they get to wear costumes.
Don't think too hard.
As never do. What?
What?
Sorry, hang on. As a result, No, that's my voice. That's not Clavier's voice. As a result, some reports were not filled with an entirely timely manner.
I'm not sure I like the vibe I'm getting here.
That is the vibe you're going to get.
Hey, Apollo, look at him.
I don't want to. I have a bad vibe. I just.
She said, look at me.
Why is Prosecutor Gavin all relaxed and smiling like that?
Because I'm
Heroin.
a superstar.
Because heroin.
He knows
Heroin?
because he knows something we don't. And he's about to tell us.
Yay!
This is when he goes
I've
psycho
got
killer.
an idea. Let's rock. This is a good time for that, yes. With these documents. With these documents. But before that, a word from our sponsor.
This is like the accountant's dream. Let's rock with these documents. Yeah.
But before that,
You mean
make sure you
Rocky
buy Clavier coffee. Best coffee this side of the Rhineland. Anyway, I have a question for the Fraulein detective. The cute one. If I may.
What?
Yes,
What?
the cute one. Tell me,
That's me.
why do you... Why...
He's talking about me right now.
Why do you think that I call you the cute one? No, okay. Why do you think that Mochi Tabasco is blind?
That's really
Because it's so
because
delicious already, it doesn't need to see.
because he was destroyed by God. Like, what do you mean? Why do I think that he's blind?
God didn't
Huh?
create Mochi Tabasco. We did.
Me,
We're
I'm the cute
responsible for
one?
this food abomination.
What did he say?
He said I was the cute one. Nobody heard. I heard. What are you saying? How cute? Of course he's blind. You're not blind.
Of course.
He's the blind pianist, right?
He's just gonna throw it like, is he? Is he really Emma? Like, what does this mean? What are you talking
Are
about?
you sure?
So he's does Lemuroy lead him around by the hand all the time? I mean, he's got to be blind. I mean, we were set up to believe he's blind.
No,
No
it's by the
way.
nose, obviously. I have a report here on the defendant, Mochi Tabasco. According to this, Machi Tobai can see perfectly well.
What?
His blindness was merely publicity. Let's try
Say
that
that
again.
5 times fast.
His
a publicity ploy.
There was a publicity
Publicity
ploy.
ploy.
Publicity.
His
Publicity
blindness
ploy.
was merely a. I did it again. I put a T where there is no T.
a
His blindness
publicity.
was merely a. Publicity
Publicity ploy. Publicity
Was-
ploy.
His blindness was merely a. I fucking did it again. Stop
Keep
it.
moving.
His blindness was merely a publicity ploy by those clever Borginians.
Hey.
Did it.
He can see quite well, while I, on the other hand, can't read what's
Objection.
right in front of me.
But you said
I don't care what I said. I'm altering the deal. Pray I don't alter it further.
this deal's getting worse all the time.
That's two
Cloud
shows
City
we've used that
Trials.
quote now in.
Yeah.
Wait, what did I say exactly?
What?
Does anybody know? Her forehead.
I don't
I am lost. Help me.
Me too.
Not one.
Just.
He's blind. Of course he's not blind, you morons. He's blind.
I said he's blind, you fool.
He's blind. He's blind.
You know what he's. Oh wait, you forgot the fact that he's also blind. Ah!
What does it mean?
That's
What the hell is happening?
we don't know anymore.
That's just.
I don't know. I'm just Trucy.
Why are there soiled panties here? Hair forehead. Not once in a lifetime. No, not once in the course of this trial.
Have I made any sense?
Have I made any sense? I was going to say the same bloody thing. Have I claimed that the defendant was blind? What, was I going to just hold on to that nugget for
know,
the
right?
whole damn day? The only one who did was Fraulein Detective.
Who is obviously an idiot.
Clearly
But
underqualified for the job.
but that's I.
A significant fact, yes. Consider Mochi Tabasco Seas.
That's my new band name. Has got to be Machi Tobai Seas. Like a reference picked up by 3 people in the world. But
Yes.
And he was the only one who could have fled through the air vent.
Hang on. So we're trying to protect Machi Tuamona, whoever it is.
right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Toblerone. Mochi Toblerone.
Okay. And so, wait, but if she's the only one who said, if Emma's the only one who said that he's blind,
Right.
she can see.
Right.
And she was in the exact same location at the time.
Oh, you think Emma did it?
Could've.
Yeah, I think Emma's.
Ideas, Dad. We need ideas.
Yeah, exactly. I think at
We
some
need
point she'll
something
get
that makes
accused.
sense here,
and he
Arv,
was the only
because
one who could have fled through the air vent. Sorry, I didn't do that in there. I see no problems with this.
But what about the bullet holes? What about the deep reasons?
What about the deepest?
Well, clearly
reason?
Yes. It was actually the reasons that killed him,
My
as opposed to the raisins, which just are everybody's favorite.
I was thinking about that too,
Yes,
coming
the,
up.
the bullet holes. I believe Herr Forehead neatly explained those for us. I think. I must have missed it because
Yeah, I mean,
I
like,
don't remember.
I don't know where I am. He doesn't miss because he didn't shoot. Shoot the
Shoot the glass.
Shoot the glass.
I love how they don't understand German in that scene. It's like Scheiße Fister. Like,
What?
what?
Shoot
He
the
looks right
glass.
at him,
Oh,
he's
thank
like,
you for using it in
"Shoot the
English. I
glass."
appreciate it, fellow German.
He couldn't see. It was the kickback from the 45 caliber revolver. A simple accident. In other words,
That was dramatic.
none of this makes any sense.
Oh no, he went into hyperdrive.
How's
did.
that? I'm afraid your objection has just flown off for brighter skies.
Anybody get the feeling this is actually a video game about 2 dudes who have unrequited
Where
feelings
the
for one
real
another?
fun begins.
Wait.
Definitely devil on a date.
Video game about 2 people. What?
Yeah.
What'd you say? A video
These
game?
2 dudes just are in this for themselves.
Yes. No.
Yes.
Yeah. For
This
sure.
is yeah.
This
This
is
is
very
actually
much
how
one-on-one.
This is how 2 lawyers in this game actually have a date.
It's true.
Yeah, right? Like, what? Unrequited love.
I knew you didn't have what it took. What?
You jerk.
You're not the cute one anymore.
Just what was I in here for? Comic relief? They stopped
Well, I
playing that on
mean-
HBO years ago.
Your glasses do match the flags behind you.
Yeah, apologize.
This game is not called Apollo Apologize. I'm sorry.
Apologize, Justice.
Apologize.
Yes.
Apologize.
He's
Exactly.
apologizer.
I'm sorry, I didn't get that right. I'm sorry, I didn't get that right. I'm sorry, I didn't get that right either.
Hold up. I'm sorry. Don't
Sorry. Don't shut up.
That's no way to apologize.
That's the best a rock star
He's
can
angered the
do.
Trucy now. Look out.
This is not even Trucy's final form.
Shut up. If we can please end the bickering now.
No, that's part of the evidence.
Whatever. I'm not leaving. There are no rules. This is Annika. I can't leave like this.
You can't make me.
I'll
I
come up
live
with
here
some
now.
Clue. Deliver me. I'm gonna postmate some clues. Bring them here. I'm not leaving.
Photoshop. I can do this.
Solve this case if it kills me.
I'll come up with a clue to solve this case if it kills you.
No,
Like, I
no,
killed
no. We
that
don't
guy.
need a
No, I
second
mean, no.
victim.
Yeah.
We
But
can't
you're-
figure out what happened to the first victim. We don't need a second victim.
I know, right?
Your
Stop.
testimony has already given us enough to convict the defendant.
It's like a pyramid scheme. You just keep accusing new people. Like you can never actually have to worry about.
It's actually been the judge the whole time.
Exactly. It's like whoosh, rips off.
It's
his,
just the
Handcuffing
judge's
myself.
forehead did it.
Don't say that.
Ha ha ha
I've lost my damn mind.
What?
ha! Ah, the blood stain. It's made of blood. No one thought of that. Criminal tried to wipe it off, right?
Do we
A
even
blind
know what
person
blood
can't wipe
is?
anything.
How do we know bodies have blood, huh?
This is not Klingon blood.
Oh. Never mind.
Different blood.
What if the
No, what if the criminal didn't try to wipe it away? What if the guy who wrote it tried to wipe it away because the person saw their own name?
What?
It's
What?
Wait, he
I
shot
get
himself?
it in my brain hole. No. He wrote out whoever killed him and
Right.
realized that they were gonna be able to see it. Because they're saying now that
So
like
he wiped it out so that the killer wouldn't wipe it out instead, you mean?
the killer wouldn't see their name written on the ground.
Oh.
So he would make it not as clear.
Maybe.
And then the
Yeah.
killer would not- but-
Because I bet you she's gonna make the point: if somebody wiped the blood away, what did they wipe it on? Because he was the only one with blood on him.
Right. That's a good Just saying vampires don't
Napkin
bleed.
dress.
That's
Just saying, vampires don't bleed.
some next level dying shenanigans. It's
Not
true.
unless you blush your life.
That seems to be what happened.
The way
yes.
this game normally goes, there's gonna end up being like 4 Latusis that
Exactly.
somehow show up randomly like this. Oh, she's got like sisters or something. It's like the Latusi sisters.
We might be able to find out what was really written here with my magic glasses.
Really? You can do that?
Yes, that's right. With this, my
Oh.
magic glasses.
Magic
Her
bottle of
spray
water.
bottle.
Lysol.
It's called luminol. Maybe you know of it. It has deep reasons. It's a chemical that reacts to
Yes,
blood.
you-
Oh,
Ah, yes, deep reasons. We have. No, how about we reverse those words and actually read them in the order that they've been printed here on the screen? Ah, yes. Have we done those tests yet?
Because if not, I'm going to look awfully foolish.
I think Clavier's in West Side Story. This one.
I was just about to start humming. Da-da-da.
Ha! As if I'm going to tell you.
Da-da-da-da-da. The bloodstains covered a section of the carpet. Ba-da-da-da-da.
You notice it doesn't go on to the beat of the music?
Mm-hmm.
That's frustrating.
It's true.
Yes, he's a terrible rock star. You've nailed it.
Yeah, that's
he's
true.
just not the
Really,
drummer.
this is
okay.
He's such a bad rock star. He has to moonlight as a damn
I know,
prosecutor.
it's really true. It's like that's his day job.
That shows you how his music career is going.
It's a lot of
He was
hours.
playing to a grand stadium of about 4 people and his
Gotta pay the
grandmother.
bills somehow, okay?
Exactly.
In order to
Come on, you can do it.
Can I? In order to perform blood tests, that section was removed and submitted to who we don't know. Perhaps we should request it here in court now.
Request evidence in court. What a concept, Yella. How about
No,
we
no,
do that?
no. I think we should just keep speculating. That's way more fun.
Wow, so it's actually.
I didn't do that.
Right.
That's
We
gross.
should have saw something. We missed some big thing just now, I think.
I didn't click on it. It just was like, wow.
Can't keep the evidence for too long. It will make the case have too much meaning.
Okay.
Deep reasons.
Go for it, Apollo.
Deep reasons.
Huh? I have to do the test?
Go for it. You just have to spray the luminol on it. Simple.
Clearly, the
the
lawyer should be the
photo? That
one
doesn't
spraying
work.
stuff on the photo of his client.
Visualize
Windex,
the-
but backwards.
Visualize the deep reasons in your brain, Apollo. You
Deep
can see
reasons.
them.
Apollo tries to spray it, ends up spraying it in his face.
Yeah, exactly. I'm reacting to my own blood. A chemical that reacts to blood. I've heard of this somewhere.
Where?
Shut up. Yes, I believe an analysis is called for. Have at it.
Right now, in the trial,
now, in
while
front of
everyone
all of
watches.
us.
Let's do it.
Good work, Judge.
Wait,
Right.
is that the
Ready?
piece of the carpet?
Exactly.
I
that's
think,
what I'm
or yeah, I guess so.
It has to be. You can't spray this on a photograph.
So you just like
This is
ripped it up
The
from the ground.
stone floor.
Spray it on the
They
floor.
had
Chiseled out the
still
stone
the
floor.
piece of carpet.
We brought it.
That's funny.
It's easy as pie, Trucy. Easy as pie.
Trucy's the only sane one here. I need you all to know that. Trucy's actually
Trucy's vaguely sane. That's true.
only
Yeah.
sane one here.
Yeah.
Here, I've heard if
touch
you
the
drink the
screen.
luminol, the facts will come out.
Exactly. It'll go away like a miracle.
Coronavirus.
It's the only Trucy knows.
Just touch the screen to spray an area. Or you could spray it with the actual spray, but you're not here. You're a virtual avatar with a mouse in your hand. Give it a try.
The eyes of the entire court are focused on me.
Like they always are.
Apollo, your hand's shaking.
Yeah, it
What
really
did say
is.
you
Wow.
that? Ugh. Gra, let's do this. Gra.
Because
My
clearly
room
this is the
didn't
most
need-
stressful thing you've been under today.
My room didn't need to be doused in enough red. I needed my whole screen in front of me to be red.
Oh
too.
Oh my god, it's IPYS 1406.
It It's the
Says
Wi-Fi password.
What?
That's
Wow,
that's
it really works.
that's the same password on my luggage.
This must be the power of science.
The power of
Trucy,
science.
quit magic forever.
The power of science.
It's all about chemistry.
I'm so happy Trucy's not a Trump supporter.
Oh god, the power of
way.
science, ladies and gentlemen.
Not even Trucy could support that.
That she knows.
Yeah.
I
Candies or
really
milk?
do want to. I do want it to just break into a musical. The power of science. Science.
I would like to inform you that Trucy is now the new host of Cosmos, so you should.
The power of science. Okay.
It says it begins 1426.
Do I need to spray some luminol on you? Because what?
Is that the killer's name?
Yes,
Maybe
the
it's
killer's
Thanos.
name is
Yeah, that's the
killer's name.
200.
It's Elon Musk's new baby.
Mine like a steel trap.
Maybe it is. Oh, okay.
Let's do it.
We're going home, everybody.
Aha.
No, yo, I
Aha. Aha.
I was like, sorry. So,
Aha.
So what is it? Spit it out, man.
I have no idea. No, I thought those letters looked like IPXX. Looked familiar. That's not how that's written, but we're gonna go with it. This is an Interpol ID number.
He wrote an
Interpol.
Interpol number when he died. Just write
The
down
last thing on his mind.
his credit card number. What was the security code?
Name right.
He is. I
serial
mean,
number.
he's a security guard. That's not the weirdest thing he could have written. Maybe
but
he has
what?
like a, he has like a
Dying
burner,
right now. This is ridiculous.
like a burner. I don't know, like a,
Interpol.
you know.
Interpol.
Hi,
You
Interpol.
mean the International Police Agency?
I love that movie, Interpol. No. Yes, most are undercover agents working to solve international crimes. But why would he write that number?
8675309.
IPXXXX.
Why would Mr. Latouche even know a number like that?
I have no idea why he knows letters or numbers at all. It's like he learned them at some point. Good show, Fraulein Detective. Rock on.
Better rock on, because I'm not leaving. Never leaving. Huh?
Your Honor, we can verify this number immediately. Darian, are you there?
Oh yes.
Come up to the witness stand.
Yeah, Darian. It's the shark dude. Okay, so I think
yes.
so we had
This
Zach doing
was-
this, right?
This was Zach.
Okay.
Darian.
It's
You're
Darian.
looking sharky today.
Darian.
You heard what we need?
Darian, our wayward son.
Oh my goodness. Go check into this Interpol ID number.
Sure thing. Give me 30 minutes. No, give me 27.
25 or you die.
1,
Fades.
That was it. That's all.
3.
Wait, he disappeared.
I'm not sure what to have for lunch
The judge is all of us.
or what to think of all this.
He's actually our protagonist.
The prosecution's case is airtight, or so it seems.
What did it? What? There's literally nothing he said is airtight. This is
Has he been
utterly
in a coma
wrong.
this whole time?
God.
Like a box.
Yet, if this number is really that of an Interpol agent,
Oh, wait, I know. Deep. What if? I know. This is it. Okay. For real, you guys. This is the answer. What if Machi Tobias really not ice cream at all, but an undercover Interpol agent?
Brilliant. Masquerades as ice cream. He could get in anywhere that way.
That would be a possibility.
a possibility. Yes.
A possibility. A possibility. It just breaks into the music.
And one that would mark him as the killer for certain.
Why did Latouche know an Interpol ID number? That's what I want to know.
Well, we have some time while we await Darian's report.
It's Darian.
25
Let's
minutes.
rock. No, let's work on unraveling another mystery. Yes, we should
we
start
should
another
not.
Yes,
mystery.
let's open up another
Well,
loose
here,
end.
case number 2.
A case of the deaf man who could hear.
A curious mystery concerning Mochitobi.
Machitobai, mochi, 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 mochi.
The curious case of the terrible lyrics.
You can watch more tomorrow if you want. Good night, my sweet.
Night.
It's up to you.
Night,
Wait, say
Sen.
goodnight. You wave.
Little Arv.
Little
Little
Arv.
Arv.
On her way
Good.
to bed.
Good night, morning.
Solving our mysteries.
I wish I was headed to bed, little Arv.
Good night, Moon.
Good night.
What
Moon.
is sleep? I don't know what that is anymore.
All right, curious mystery concerning Machitobai.
That was far too personal.
What are you talking about?
Fraulein Detective, please accept my apologies. I received word that the defendant could in fact see just before the trial began. It seemed too much of a bother to tell you.
Because why would that be material to the
You
case?
withheld information.
Exactly. I just wanted
This is
you
a
to know-
courtroom. None of this matters here.
I'm sorry, but I have screwed up the court rules. Which
Have you
made.
never been in a courtroom before?
Forgive me. They were so
Rules
small
don't
and
matter
so
here.
cold.
You have no power here, courtroom judge.
You had me until that last bit. I don't care if you think I'm cute.
That's good, because I don't anymore. Does this not raise a rather straight... Nope, that's British.
All right, Holmes. What's next?
Does this not raise a rather straightforward question, no?
Why am I now speaking this way?
Just go on.
Really?
I'll get it back. Just fuck it, whatever.
Well, sure, if straightforward's your game. Why did Machi pretend he couldn't see?
Didn't
when
you
he
people say it
actually
was a
couldn't
publicity?
see?
Because he was really mochi all the
Yes,
time.
we answered this 5 minutes
I
ago.
don't understand.
And by 5 minutes ago, weeks ago, when we played this game last.
Right?
When you get to the
Only-
end of this case, it just zooms out and you realize they're all goldfish in a bowl about this big.
And they're
That's why
bumping
I
into
can't
one
remember
another.
a single solitary fact about what anything they talk. It's like,
I'm amazing.
Yeah.
It really is.
This place needs a stenographer in the worst way.
exactly. It,
Well, at least somebody.
Yeah, it
well,
does.
at least he said the truth.
Yes,
Thank
exactly.
God. Exactly. It makes little sense. What do you think, Hair Forehead?
Huh? Me? Why am I here?
Mochi Tabasco repented.
Propended to his blopapom.
Sorry,
He propended!
He repended.
Propended.
You
Try again. Ding.
That's
You're
a
just a
crime in and of itself.
propender.
Propended his own name.
Propended.
You're just a
Repended.
repender.
And now he's suspended
Repent.
by his own
Repent.
petard.
The end is near.
Um,
Repent.
repent, and thou
No, but it's
shalt
repent
be
because the end will be
saved.
near. So
Machi Tobai pretended he was blind. Do you know why?
Yes,
It
you
was
said
a-
so.
Good, because
10 minutes
nobody
ago.
else
A
does.
publicity ploy.
How can he know?
Because he plended.
He had deep reasons.
Wait. Prosecutor Gavin knows why, doesn't
every
he?
so often,
He
Trucy
always
just
does.
like emerges over the hill and like
Speaks
runs
out
down.
loud,
Yeah, like
yeah.
runs up. Is like, wait, he knows what's going on, and then runs away.
Doesn't he?
The moral of all of this is that Trucy is actually creating this environment as we all play out.
Yeah,
and she doesn't
exactly.
know she's the only one who understands everything that's going on. It's coming all out of her top hat.
He's known from the start of
There's
the
a
trial.
lot more under there than just the truth.
Exactly. He's been leading us on the whole time, as is his Terma with the 13-month resub. Thank you, his Terma.
Oh, thank you.
Judge, explain to the court why I should be shocked. Still one of my favorite lines in a game ever. Okay. Thanks, his term. I appreciate it, man.
Hmm?
Okay.
Something me doing? Hmm? Something wrong? Do you think perhaps this is all some kind of game?
Yes,
Fuck
I
off,
do.
Clavier. Fuck off.
You can take that meta and shove it.
Exactly. You should have like
Rip
turned
your-
to the camera.
I'm gonna rip your fabulous hair off and beat you to death with it.
Stab it right through your heart, a little pointy tip.
Not that kind of work.
Know that the moment I heard that report, I knew why. What?
It does seem like you
That was-
know why. Like this
That was a
Somebody's
sentence.
got some
That was
gas.
definitely a sentence.
I I suppose people who have sold over 1 million records really are something else.
Bullshit.
What are you even saying? What is
Bullshit.
this?
I don't know either.
That means you're an excellent prosecutor.
What does that have to do with anything?
Nothing.
Excellent question.
He just likes saying it. There was a reason why Machitobai pretended to be blind.
And it is.
But I'm not going to say it yet because I'd much rather go around in circles for like another 4 hours. But it wasn't for his own sake. Getting the picture now?
It
No, you're
wasn't
not.
for himself?
Well, Mr. Justice, can you present evidence that shows us why the defendant had to feign blindness?
I think it did, as I recall. It did deliver hopefully expected chaos. At least it continued said chaos. I will show evidence, of course.
Much like this event tonight is
Exactly.
unexpected chaos.
Machi had no reason to pretend he couldn't see, which means... No, it couldn't be.
Good show, Herr Forehead. It seems you've thought of something.
Oh, why can't I figure these things out on my own? I hate having to take my cues from this guy.
Because only Trucy has the answers.
Very
That's
well.
right.
Look at this. This is why he was pretending he couldn't see. He was pretending he couldn't see.
Pretending he couldn't see because of the lyrics?
Because of the
Be-
postcard thing.
Yeah, what's on the postcard?
Because of the postcard, man?
Because he postcard.
Because
There wasn't anything on the other side. I guess we can't.
Sightseeing, music, yeah.
No, it doesn't let me to flip it.
Yeah, La Mirage publicity
Sightseeing
postcard.
mystique.
Sightseeing, I don't know.
That clearly proves. Okay, that's the NDA.
Oh,
Lumber
yeah.
Wars sightseeing tours. Musical tour of
Deadly high caliber.
Paris, Egypt, or wherever she's from.
I mean,
So that when he shot him, they would know that people would think that he was incapable of using a gun. It's kind of weird. I don't.
because no.
Hand keys to the guitar case.
Because then it means he wouldn't be accused of stealing keys. Time. Okay, that's nothing. Because
What about the ring? I don't know.
because of the missed shots, maybe.
Yeah. I suspect that of all the things that I bet this one is the most likely, even though we don't know what the hell the
Yeah.
actual answer is.
All right. Take that.
What is that supposed to mean? I don't see how it relates to your vision or lack thereof.
You will pay for your lack of vision.
You're ins.
Well, see, it
Your lack of vision
is
is
the
disturbing.
wrong piece of evidence.
Yeah.
I do see how your lack of an answer relates to this penalty. However,
There wasn't anything in the lyrics about someone being blind, right? Or unable to see.
Oh, maybe. I'll check that.
Herr Forehead, I'm disappointed in you. Unless you're merely feigning stupidity, yeah?
Keep it up, wise guy.
Keep sweating, jerk off. What? Recall the... Excuse me. Recall the relationship of Lamora and Mochitobi.
Toby, dude.
Mochitobi.
In particular, their arrangement over the years before visiting our country.
I still think it's
Our country?
postcard.
Aren't you German?
A miroir and your penis.
Phrasing.
They would always walk together, she leading him by the hand.
You sure that was his hand?
She led the pianist by the hand. Even when they got on stage, she would lead the pianist to the piano. would walk all the way over there with the pianist.
If somebody doesn't clip that,
We're
I'll
all
never forgive
5
you.
years old.
Oh God.
Oh, that hurts so bad. That hurts so bad. Oh, when does the hurting stop? Oh, that's
When this
right.
game ends.
That's right. Because
Because why is the what?
Ba-da-da. Ba-da-da. That's right. Because he was blind. Or so we thought.
When you are blind all the way from your first la mémoire to your last dying day.
Ba-da-da. Da-da-da. Could be. Who knows? That's actually Apollo Justice's whole
There you go.
song during the opening. She led him at all times, by all places, at all times. The pianist.
All
The
times.
first time for the last time.
He never forgot those times. Yet we know now that Machi could see perfectly well. Why keep up the charade?
Well, wasn't it part of their performance?
Something is filtered through his brain. I think it's part of what their act, I believe.
I'm just this is all still an extrapolation of you messing up.
I know, like
It's funny.
There is a simpler explanation. Shit.
Finally lost him.
Losing my damn mind for like an hour. I'm just trying to keep it all together. There is a simpler explanation, Herr Judge. Machi did not need to be led by the hand or the pianist at all.
that's like 2 minutes of unnecessary dialogue. Like you literally didn't need to be like,
No, none of that.
I mean,
Which means none of this makes any sense.
you don't mean
I certainly don't mean. I mean, I do.
Hmm.
It was the wait.
What is
oh,
the
La
other-
Miroir
He
is
was
the
leading
blind
her by
one?
the pianist. This is getting weird. Hold
La
on, hold on.
Miroir can't see.
Right, and she's the
I
killer.
do. It was the other way around.
What?
The one who needed to be led by the hand was Apollo Justice. No, was La Miroir.
That's why her album's called that.
What's
Yeah.
this?
Poseidon.
What's this?
So you mean to say that La Miroir she's
Yes,
A
foreign.
vegan.
No, I'm
Wow,
sorry.
that's really simply put.
You mean to say a vegan? What? How dare you? Wow.
Wow.
She's
really?
Druish. No. I didn't know she was Druish. She's blind as a bat, Herr Judge.
What?
God,
God, why,
blind
she's
as a bat.
blind? What is
It's
blind?
really unfair
Shut
to
up.
bats.
I don't even know what's
Shut-
happening.
Order.
He said I was cute.
Crazy prosecutor Gavin.
Yeah, wasn't she supposed to be the landscape painter in sound or something? Yeah.
Correct. But all of this is meaningless because I have no idea what's going on. Well, since we have her here, walk to the stand.
Here, catch this.
I'm not leaving.
Why not ask La Miroir herself? I believe she is still in the witness waiting room.
She definitely. Apollo, what does this mean for our case?
Excellent question. Although I've said all along La Miroir was a killer. Don't ask me. I had no idea she couldn't see. I hadn't even imagined
Because I'm
it until
terrible at my
now.
job.
Shut up. Bailiff, bring in the mirror.
But let her walk by herself. La Miroir.
Over here. Over here. No.
Just so- it's me. No, you're still looking the wrong way. It pains me deeply to call you before us again in this way.
And I want to be as gentle as I possibly can. Are you blind? Just tell me, are you?
And yet, I must.
Please, Do not be concerned on my behalf.
Okay, well,
Wait.
are you blind?
Where are you talking from?
Those eyes. She really can't see. Really? These eyes. Do.
How did you
My
not notice this
brand.
when you were interrogating her in the room, bro?
Yeah.
It's true.
What is true? We haven't even talked about this yet.
How funny it is that a tiny lie born in the Belgianese countryside.
That's all you get. Case
That's-
closed.
Could
Tiny
be
lie
too
born.
tiny in the countryside. Would one day grow to entangle the entire world.
But don't kid yourself.
Again,
sister.
fishbowl.
It's not that big a deal.
See, fishbowl. It's a very small world. It's this entire courtroom.
This entire world.
So you are vegan?
Yes, I am vegan.
Unbelievable.
Yes. As I mentioned before,
I
I do
cannot-
not take cream.
I cannot stand the taste of animals.
I have no memory of the time before I came. Le Miramar.
La Miramore. La Miramore.
Note too that my memories began in the darkness.
Ooh.
I was attacked by a raisin.
The red light has no meaning for Le Miramar.
I see.
Of unfortunate turn of phrase. I
But unfortunately,
apologize.
you don't.
I mean, I see. You don't.
You may recall me saying something toward the beginning of this trial.
I recall you saying many things.
Flashback.
Gavin.
I've said many things some of which were of varying quality.
What's that?
I believe I said it was unfortunate this crime had no direct witnesses.
Ah.
You've been playing games this whole damn time, Clavier. You big jerk. Now, La Miroir, I must ask you to stand once more.
Stand up. Stop sitting.
Will you testify to the court about your eyes?
In these eyes, the light, the heat, you are complete.
Boss,
You can't see shit?
it was never
It's
my
all of
intent
it.
to deceive any of you. I
Uh-huh.
just chose not to tell you. May I begin, Your Honor?
I just chose to.
You may
manipulate.
continue, La Miroir.
Yes. Yes, of course. Though I admit I'm a little lost here.
You think?
That should be clipped and kept for every game. Like, I'm a little
Yes.
lost. I think we're all a bit lost here, Your Honor.
Yes, you're all terrible at your jobs.
Witness testimony. La
Oh, here we
Miroir's
go.
eyes. Should be interesting.
I have no memory of the light.
I can't wait to press it. Hold it! When you say light, do you mean...
They built it to a world of darkness and sound.
right, Compton?
My producer came up to my pirate line before he knew this. So silly as it may sound, I had to pretend that I could see. Everyone on my staff knew, of course, but no others.
But this is a murder trial.
Exactly.
What does that mean? I don't
We
know.
can't have testimony here.
I apologize. It was part of my contract, you see.
Well, contracts do override murder, so certainly that's...
I was to keep my blindness a secret, no matter what. Music is everything for me. I never imagined something like this would.
She told us the truth in the beginning. When she said she saw nothing.
Oh, and I made
Very
fun of the way
well.
she looked. Oops.
Does the defense have anything to add?
I'd like to cross-examine.
What is there left to ask?
There was one thing in her testimony that bothered me. Everything.
Perhaps it is best we let you get it out of your system. Someday you'll come to understand.
You, like
The
your
importance-
father, are now mine. Sorry.
You are now mine. The importance of thinking for yourself. The importance
Very
of being
well.
earnest.
The defense may proceed. However, I must finish my egg salad. Be aware this court will not tolerate any questions deemed too stressful to the witness.
It sucks, huh? When that happens.
Okay.
And your mouth just goes like, we're going to
There's only
switch
one
these
part
things
that
in
bothers me.
opposite directions.
Just let me ask about that, and I'll be happy.
That's all it takes?
Cross-examination. La Miroir's eyes.
I have no memory of the light.
Hold it! I had to. I just like,
But
so, you don't know why you went blind?
I do not. I may have been born this way, in fact.
It's fruitless to attempt to pry into her past.
But
And I might add, it is a delicate subject.
so delicate.
I'm not sure we can reasonably expect Mr. Justice to do anything delicately.
Listen, Your Honor, justice is not delicate, all right?
But justice is blind.
Hey, why don't take a deep breath and calm down.
What am I now is all that I have. It is enough, I think.
Yeah, that's a great song lyric.
I debuted in the world of darkness and sound.
Hold it! What was the darkness and what was the sound? Can you distinguish? Okay, weren't you nervous to hit the stage in your condition?
No, not at all, surprisingly. It felt natural singing in front of everyone.
It's not something just anyone can do.
She has talent. That much is quite clear. You might even say she is beloved by the gods.
Even without light, I live perfectly happy in my world of sound.
How does this sound? You're lying!
If that is a talent, as you say, then I thank the gods responsible.
This woman is such an act. What about your PR motto?
My producer came up with my PR line before he knew this.
Hold it! Perhaps your music reminded him of the Burgundian scenery?
No, it was quite the opposite.
Aha. The opposite?
According to my producer, my music has a certain global quality.
Global.
Yes, it refers
We
to the
live
world.
on a planet.
No, it's a fishbowl, I'm
Live on a
telling you.
globe?
Multicultural, if you will. Hard to pin to a region. Like my accent. When people wait, they picture the country closest to their hearts. Which is why my music continue, Rob. Which is why my music has reached so many.
So many.
What a lovely story.
This is great. Can we
Trissy.
all just agree this is great?
I'm just so happy to be here right now.
I'm happy to be with the people.
It's a shame
love
someone
it.
had to die so I could be here right now.
I'm learning so much. Oh man.
Thank you, Mr. Latusi. Your life has given me so much more meaning.
You had to die so that my soul could take flight.
With the sound of music.
Oh wow.
Who gives a shit what I have to say next time? Okay. It sounds It sounds like this producer might have known what he was doing. After all.
Oh, this is me. Sorry, I cannot see
I
you.
can't see
Remember,
my line.
songs are nothing more than a white canvas. To me, the real landscape painter are the listeners.
Not so much the grammar. The real
Actually, that's
landscape
why in
painter
her-
are
that-
the listeners.
This
English
is
is
actually
the-
why her
You-
canvas never changes
you
color in this. It's white from beginning to end.
You are my landscape painters.
All of you.
When I think of that, I do not mind how I am represented to the world so much.
I would love to see the result of her Bob Ross painting though.
Yet, it's full of happy bushes. Yet, one thing quickly led to another.
Happy little tree, happy little tree.
It was so sad. So silly as it may sound, I had to pretend I could see.
Hold it.
Wh-
Was that to protect your image as the landscape painter in sound?
That does not matter so much to me, really. But the label is quite concerned about it, I think.
Oh, well, the label is
I
the
get
most
it. The
important.
label
Yeah,
murder.
The label, yeah.
Him.
The landscape painter who can't see. That's like a pianist who can't play, huh?
You were almost
Bravo,
there,
Trucy.
It's really.
Bravo.
I'm not sure you can compare your
Well
father
done.
to Lamewa.
I have daddy issues, Claire. The world is of commercial music is filled with these little white lies.
Little
And white
lies, tell me
canvases.
sweet little lies.
Nothing is sacred when it comes to publicity.
Got that right.
Everyone on my staff knew, of course, but no others.
Hold it. Which staff? When you say your staff, do you include Mr. Latouze, who you killed?
The staff of Longinus.
Of course, he was my manager.
So he knew, and that's what's been bugging me.
Something the matter, Mr. Justice?
I believe I know what is bothering our young defense attorney, Forehead.
Good point, Spurious.
You are thinking of when you discovered the body, yeah?
Hmm?
Is he right, Apollo? Don't make me punch you.
Yes, I was. Oh, this is
This
Russ.
is
Russ,
Russ.
this is you.
Russ.
You get to do Latouze.
Russ.
Yes, the Latouze voice. He's alive. Mr.
That's all you
Latouze, can you hear me?
Cold. So cold. Witness.
You're cold? Can I get a witness? Don't worry, you're gonna be fine. Help is on the way.
I'll get you some ice.
A witness. Can't see.
Hang in there, Mr. Latouze. You said can't see, an obvious clue that it'll take us 3 more hours for the game to get to. Tell me, who was the witness?
The witness is Ren. See Ren.
Siren?
galaxy is on Orion's.
Mr. Latouze told me to ask the witness, and he named you. Why would he do that? He knew you were blind.
I don't know.
Yeah, do you see me pointing at you? You do you? Because you can say.
What the heck?
He knew you were blind.
It's true.
Don't wait for the translation. Answer me now.
Exactly. It's true, Coven, yeah.
Tisk, tisk.
Hmm?
Wait, am I? Where am I? What did I just say?
I don't know. I wasn't paying attention.
You need to learn to think for yourself.
Meaning what?
There is no mystery here if you recall everything he said. Think of his last words once more.
Yeah, I got it.
The we.
The witness. Siren.
The witness siren. We've heard them many times, along with a little play acting by our defense.
Oh, yeah. The prosecution didn't do anything to this trial, Judge. He was a straight arrow. You got that?
I don't know what you're talking about, Arp. I remember them well myself, but that statement is not to what I refer. Bam! I mean what I said, and I said what I meant. A prosecutor's promise 100%. I mean what he said before that.
He said, okay, that's basically what he said. Can I get, oh man. Before? What came before that? Ack!
Before. That's right. He tried to tell you. When he said can't see, he wasn't talking about himself.
Mm-hmm. Told you.
He was talking about the witness. Can I get a
Oh.
witness?
I see.
Uh-huh.
Whoa.
Too bad the defense did not. Well, Herr Forehead,
What?
try relaxing and looking at the facts first next time.
Irk?
That was not an irk.
Irk.
What is irk?
Like an irk.
Shut up. Order. Order.
We will now call Irk to the stand.
Irk shows up.
I am Eric. I am Eric. This is Eek and this is Ook.
Hold it. So when you say irk, do you mean?
No, her forehead. I mean,
Who feels the
U-R-K, irk.
Who does the pain when they do the mambo? Who does the pain when they go?
What's up, Rock God?
That's like 4 people will get that reference.
I know, right, Coven?
I know, right, Coven? What are we talking about? Recall Lamiwa's earlier testimony, whatever that accent is. I don't know.
I was on my way from the stage to the backstage exit.
Oh, yeah, the fact that she looked through the mirror. Through the window, I mean, and couldn't see. And supposedly could see shots.
There were 2 shots. I couldn't do anything to stop it. And you can also hear shots.
You can take
But she couldn't have heard. What? She couldn't have heard those gunshots.
What am I even saying?
She's deaf too. I would like to share with you, she's also deaf.
I thought we proved that.
Because of the window, yeah.
I'm so confused.
That's not the most important point here.
Never mind that also.
Somebody better get to a damn point.
I know, right?
What?
This is not really a courtroom. We're actually in a puppy mill. As the moment he was shot, Mr. Latouche witnessed through that window. Shit the window, I don't care. Why else would you have named her as the witness?
He was looking at the window.
Which means that he was shot from the other side, also.
Yes, from its backside, because he was laid in the opposite direction, was shot in the back. You're totally right.
Yep.
Never shoot from your backside, only from your front side.
But I really did hear them. 2 gunshots and the man's voice.
Unfortunately, such a thing was impossible. The window was
They checked
closed.
that the window is like sound booth level soundproof.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
But
It's
Window.
impossible. You can't hear
as top level Pyrex
Yeah.
glass.
Yes.
Window. We have already run a simulation. Wait, what?
We didn't bring blood. We had you run a
Simulation.
test in the courtroom.
When did we cut to CSI over here?
Just like-
CSI numbskulls, let's go. We have already run a simulation, of course. We had HAL 9000 run the computer simulation.
It was so clear. If I heard that voice again, I would know it in an instant.
That's the voice. Oh,
We're
Voice,
talking about
voice,
voices.
voice,
Because
voice,
voices. We don't know
voice,
what
voice,
voices.
voice.
Your Honor!
What is it, bailiff? Can't you see we're in session here?
We have the results back from the investigation.
That's from the simulation.
The investigation.
The investigation simulation. The Interpol number that Mr. Latouche left us. Latouche.
Oh! Well, let's hear it.
Judge, do you need a minute? You can go.
We will
Do you need to go
continue this-
get any set of robes or something? What's up?
Cross-examination afterward. Detective Crescend?
Yep.
Crescend?
Ah!
Your report, please.
Crescenda.
I asked Interpol about that number for you. I'm sure you'll find their answer intriguing, if you know what I mean.
Quick work as always, Darian.
It's Darian.
Well, tell us about the number.
Ricky, don't lose that number.
Is the defendant a secret agent, man?
I can't read.
He's a robot. We found his serial number.
The agent registered under this number was Romaine Lettuce.
He put his own Interpol what?
What?
Our undercover Interpol agent was Mr. Lachos himself.
He was tracking her.
He was apparently in the
Look
middle
at
of
that
an
profile.
operation.
Oh, that's right. Russ has never seen that before. Yeah, the hair.
Mother.
Yeah, that happened.
Well,
Yeah.
damn.
His hair comes with its own surfboard.
So when he wrote those letters,
He was trying to tell us his own identity, I guess. And a cautious killer tried to wipe them away.
Mr. Latusi was an undercover Interpol agent?
Thanks for keeping up, Trucy.
So, him being Lemira More's manager
Wait for it.
Huh?
Was just a cover, most likely.
Oh, that's your line!
Yeah, that's right, Tracy.
There's one other important detail I found. Though.
What's that?
I don't know.
Darien Shark. I'm sorry.
Well, out with it, shark boy.
It concerns that 45 caliber revolver, the murder weapon or whatever. Apparently, it belonged to Romain Lettuce. Romain Lataus.
That's fine. He shot himself, then pushed the boy and himself all the way up to top of the stage, and then died with a guitar in his hands. I see it all.
He had an Interpol permit to carry firearms. And I almost said the resignation number. I mean, he did it.
Well, from life.
Yeah.
Yes.
It matched, you know.
So the victim was killed with his own weapon, which makes sense. It's hard to imagine someone who wasn't an Interpol agent with such a large revolver.
Yes, certainly only Interpol agents carry large revolvers. So the victim was an Interpol agent and an undercover op. Yes. I wonder how that ties into everything. So do I.
It's got to tie in somehow, you'd think.
Yeah, somehow.
Shut up. Thanks for looking into that for us, Detective Crescendo. It's a great help.
No problem at all, Your Honor.
Your Majesty.
I'll be heading out. Open the door before
hold
I
it.
go.
Wait.
Is something the matter?
That voice just now.
Oh, it was him?
Darian?
It's Ryan.
Mr. Derine, is it?
Yeah, she got it
It's
right.
Darian.
It was him. I am sure of it.
It was him?
You aren't saying that. You're a vegan.
Voice I heard talking to Mr. Latouche when I heard the gunshots fired. It was him. It was Mr. Darian.
Well.
Is this some kind of job?
Wow, I haven't seen Clavier get that freaked out about anything. What? I mean, this happens to Apollo 5 days, but...
No way.
Yeah, wait,
Oh,
bro.
there's a
Oh,
shark.
yeah, it was a definite way,
Murderer's
yeah.
a shark.
Shark Boy's the killer.
Wow.
And fade to black.
The
Of
courtroom
next
fell into
episode
such a
of-
chaotic state, the trial had to be suspended temporarily.
Drama.
I've never seen that happen before.
I've never seen this
course.
timing turn out so well.
It's not every day that you get an accusation like that one. La Miroir fingering Darien Crescend. Not only is he a guitarist, he's a detective. Could it really have been his voice La Miroir heard? Things were changing fast, and frankly, I wasn't sure I could keep up with it.
Dun dun dun.
Hey, no wimping out now, Apollo.
To be continued. Hey.
Look at
wow,
that
third
timing.
spot.
That worked out
Good
great.
stuff. All right, yes, we're going to save
Save,
our progress.
save.
Yes, I know. Please, God, save. Okay, nope, that's it. That's it. Nope, we're done.
Shut
Right,
up.
anything agency. Wait, no, I want to, wait. Return to title.
Return to title.
My progress has been
Congratulations.
saved.
You have erased your save file. Have a nice day.
Welcome to the begin. All right. So good stuff. All right. So before we end, we have to get the thing you promised us, Dot. You said you were going to tell us
Yes.
about.
I have been binging Penny Dreadful for the first time. I watched
Oh,
the
have
first
you?
season in like a day.
Wait, the original
new
or
one.
the new
no,
one?
the new one. The new one. And can we just talk about the fact that Agatha Massey is definitely deserves to be in that show? Like everything about it just screams Agatha Massey. That's all. That's all I needed to like. You know.
That's
It
awesome.
just seemed way off topic and not in the right place. Now,
There's been stuff in that area. Like I watched the first 4 episodes of Carnival Row, and then I got, which I wanted to like more than I did.
Show. I love that
like
show.
it, but then I got tired of it around episode 5. Something about it didn't. I don't know. It's not quite there for me. I love the world building, but there was stuff that I was like,
all I would say is yes, the middle is a little slow. The payoff at the end is fantastic, and I hope they have a second season.
That's cool. No,
because it sets all this up for like a specific ending at the end that you think is gonna be like, oh, this is the shift where this is all gonna start to go the way you hope it goes. The payoff of that first season is fantastic.
Wow, that's cool.
I highly recommend.
I will take a look
show.
and see about consider looking again. I got to do that. Tales in the Loop, and most importantly, The Mandalorian. Hell yeah, I already saw the first 2 episodes.
I still need to watch
about The Mandalorian. Did you see the docuseries on Disney Plus? They have the docuseries.
I did. Yes, I enjoyed.
It's good, right?
I enjoyed Taika Waititi's story about his ascent to the top of the industry.
I agree. And the other one that I wanted to say was Dave Filoni telling the story about the whole father and how that all works. I'm like, that's why this works for Star Wars. Anyways, good stuff.
Of course, Taika was just given his own movie after doing that episode of The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
I just love that everything that Taika does is just like he's going so against the grain, and he just keeps winning. He just keeps everything he does is like, I'm going to keep doing the things the way I want to do it. And everybody's going, you can't. And he goes, well, I did it. And guess what? Everybody fucking loved it.
And that's why Favreau was the right guy to run this, because Favreau has the, has an ego that can handle stepping back and being like, I'm just going to bring in all these great directors and just go. Cause I really liked, what's the name? Rick Fumiyama did the stuff with, The Prisoner was a great episode too. Like,
it was.
I love that show. Oh God, Mandalorian, so good. Anyway,
so good.
Another.
I'm gonna go binge The Expanse season 4 because I still haven't watched that yet, and that show is fantastic.
Also, I had somebody tell me I need to watch The Expanse period, so that's on my viewing list if I get to it this.
It is fantastic. It is Game of Thrones in space, but good.
Yeah, I mean,
it's amazing.
Well, because it's an actual writer behind it. That helps a little bit.
So my understanding was it was a writer who started, it was like a tabletop, he had a tabletop group,
right,
or it was like a book he wrote, and then it went to like, he ran it through with his tabletop group, then it turned into like a game.
And it's 2 people. And
it's 2 writers.
People, right?
It's 2 writers. Okay.
Yeah. Yep, they were the guest of
honor. They write under
a symposium a couple of years ago, so they write under a pseudonym. Yeah, and
the books are fantastic.
A lot of good stuff too. Plus, also last point, and then I'll actually let you guys go. Leverage reboot. They're not a reboot, but a Leverage, like whatever, the continuation of Leverage with everybody except Timothy Hutton, because there were problems with Timothy Hutton, and you'll have to go Google as to what happened, but there are accusations, I'll just say. So they don't have him, but they have everybody else in the show is back. And I loved Leverage for a long time. So anyway, but regardless of any of that, another great show was this show. This was a lot of fun, everyone. This was nice and tidy.
This was by far one of the wackiest shows we've done. It was
crazy.
So fun.
Yeah, there were parts I was like, what are we doing?
It gets worse and it gets crazy and crazier every time.
Every
time we do this, it gets more and more nuts.
It was insane. I was really happy also that we could just get in part the voice for Latouche. I was like, yes, Latouche gets to talk more.
He lives.
He lives again.
Yes,
it was the best. I'll start with you, Russ. Great stuff today. I love that voice. How'd you feel about the game session tonight, and where would the lovely folks find you here in this pandemic online, so to speak?
It was terrific fun. I enjoyed mixing it up with these talented folks as per usual. I actually am doing a thing on Twitch that's improv, which is my Second City team called Brother Bradley is doing a show every Saturday night at 7 Pacific, and we're doing it on a channel called Brother Bradley Improv, which I will link in the chat.
I was going to say, I'll link that.
Please follow this team and check out our weekly show where we try to pretend that improv works over Zoom, as many other artists are also trying to do and innovating. But yeah, it's been fun. It's been a good time.
Brother Bradley Improv. I didn't know that. That's awesome. All right, I am putting follow. Have followed. Have done. Awesome. It was great, as always, my friend, and we'll be in touch about talking about other stuff soon. Good stuff.
I will continue to try to download PUBG on a British VPN that goes 50.
We're up to like what, 15% now? How much do you have of it downloaded? Do you actually
13%?
Jeez. You got to just leave it overnight. Just start it and just But anyway, no, it's good to see you, man, and thank you so much. Great stuff tonight, as always. Also, great stuff tonight from both Darian and, of course, shut up, the judge being judge-like. That background was fitting, I think, today, Zach.
Yes.
Good stuff as always. How'd you feel about today? Where will the lovely folks see you next?
I felt great. Always good to get some Ace Attorney laughs. It's the same satisfaction every time, although it gets weirder.
It really does.
And the fine people will find me tomorrow afternoon. I'm streaming some Minecraft roleplay with this server called Lord of the Craft. It's basically like Lord of the Rings but Minecraft, and we're doing a big orc event tomorrow. And then tomorrow night, I'm playing Dark Souls with my longtime friend Aaron, and we're trying to beat Dark Souls 3 eventually. So that's my life.
That's my life. Good stuff, man. Yeah, that's cool. I as someone who gave the Dark Souls the old college try and then just was like, I can't anymore. I do like watching people sometimes play through it, especially when they're able to do stuff co-op.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So I will see, of course, Zach for Esper Genesis on Friday.
Of course.
But officer and gentlemen, thanks, man. Always good stuff from you. And also good stuff from someone who does actually like Dark Souls and such related games.
Quite a bit.
And has played a bunch of that stuff. And that, of course, was Rob, who was a lot of fun tonight with the various accents and punching walls behind him repeatedly in the as the role of Clavier. It was good stuff. How'd you feel about today, Rob? Where will the folks find you next?
What a blast. I mean, this is just, everybody here, when you're working with, a group like this where everybody's just making everybody laugh more than the person before it, how can you not have a good time? And especially with everything going on, laughter really is a good infusion to give to everybody's souls. So not dark souls, just regular souls.
The best currency at the moment, gang.
Yeah, it's true.
Hell yeah. Although I'll take some real currency too. So
well, maybe this currency
You
can be
can't
that
have
currency.
both, Rob. You can't be a comedian
Exactly.
Wait, I
and
can-
have money. Haven't
You
they
should
told
do
you
this
that?
for the love.
No one ever
It's
told me.
about
You know what?
exposure,
I went to
Rob.
Wharton Business School.
Exposure.
I went to Wharton School of Business, and I guarantee you, they told me you can either be a comedian or be wealthy, but not both. So,
True.
Good.
but
Glad
yeah,
to know.
that's right on the right. That's the ticket.
Yeah.
Wait, so I can either be rich or not eat? Fantastic.
Easy choice.
Who needs food when you have money? Anyway, that was a tangent. I am Cheesy Dark Side Rob. I cast on Twitch TV. I'm currently in the middle of playing through a whole slew of games. I make the funny noises with the voice. I do some singing, some music production, and also playing through Persona 5, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Divinity Original Sin 2, and some other stuff on my channel. And I have some cool stuff coming up on YouTube and some other projects that I can't talk about right now that I will let you guys know about as soon as they are primed for prime time. Redundant. Anyway, so yeah, that's me. And you can also find me on twitter.com/EasyDarkSideRob, and all my links for all my work all around the internet is on my Twitch channel. Twitch.tv/you know the name. Just Google it. Anyway, I will see you guys next time, and to all the people that I do this wonderful show with. Thank you guys for being awesome, because we're a good team and we're very funny and be entertained.
But notice
is
he
what
did
I'm
not say
saying.
We're good at what we do. He said
We're a good
funny.
team and we're funny.
And we are funny, but not good at it.
Dot. You can't have it both
You
ways.
can't be
You
good
can't be good
and funny.
and funny.
Right.
You
Damn
can either
it.
be one. Okay.
Son of a. Always a pleasure. Good stuff, Rob, as always. And also great stuff again from Dot. I was loving both La Miroir. I think it was great because you got to do obviously La Miroir the whole time, and then just occasional punctuations of Trucy being like, you know what that means, and it's just kind of like,
Trucy has my heart because we all need a little Trucy. Just that happy voice in our head that reminds us that the world's not quite as bad as we think it is.
Exactly. It's weirder than we
Or
think
why
it
we
is,
don't
but
want a goldfish.
right,
Either one.
exactly. Oh man, it just cracked me up. But anyway, it was good stuff today. How'd you feel about today, and where will the lovely folks see you next?
Today was great, as always. It was joyous, and I love joy. So it brought some joy to my life, and hopefully it brought joy to everybody else's life. I'm Dot. You can find me online as Little Red Dot, where I tell stories and I roll dice and make online content. And I too have a couple projects coming up I can't talk about quite yet, quite yet. I don't have enough official stuff, but some new things coming to the table. And then the rest of the time, I play tabletop RPGs all over the place. Here, in fact,
of course.
last time I checked, I think I'm still here.
Last time I checked, not anymore. You're gone. Why?
Yeah, I run a show currently over on my channel using the Overlight RPG system, which is a really beautiful kind of psychedelic fantasy world. And on Thursdays, you can catch me in a much like Expanse, kind of dark, hyper realistic sci-fi campaign called Coriolis on Unmade Gaming's channel. And every Saturday, get my vamp on over on Roll For It.
It's good stuff. And always a pleasure to have Dot with us. And you will see Dot again sometime, well, twice this month. Once for, of course, Infinity and Beyond for ArvCon, and once more for the Masters of the Dungeon show when we get it scheduled. But we'll get it scheduled. It's going to happen. We have things to
That's
talk
going to
about.
happen. We're going to figure that
for
out.
Sure. But great stuff tonight from everybody. Check. We get some love for the amazing Arvocalists, Little Red Dot, GC Darkside Rob, Zach Clay, and Russ Goodman. Great stuff from everybody. Thank you, folks. Wonderful work. And I will see you folks in various places very soon. Bye for now. All right. That is going to do it for us for today. What an awesome day of streaming. This was a great time. Yeah, I think what everyone said about needing laughter is important. Also, the thing I wanted to say is, so part of it's just obviously a reflection of the fact that it's just funny and we find that funny because it's funny. But it's also, it's not just referring to silliness. One of the things that I loved about debate, which was where I actually met Russ and I actually coached Russ for a while. And the thing that I found that was the most valuable thing that I ever did in college by a long way was debating, which I did towards the end of my year, my time as an undergraduate, and then I did for a couple of years as a graduate student also. And the thing that I enjoyed the most about that entire experience was the connections that I made with everyone, the fact that you could really move people rhetorically, which is something that I've always loved to do, and also the humor, the wit, the banter, right? And it's not just ha-ha. You notice that we did all of that without tearing anybody else down. Like, we did all that without mocking each other. We got to mock the game quite a bit, but that's not a big deal. It's just a really fun experience to be able to be with smart, witty, fun people, and to realize that there are a lot of smart, witty, fun people in the world, and that those are people that I enjoy hanging out with and having good times with, and that continues even if we are physically distant from each other and sort of locked in our houses. We still are here for each other. And I say that just to say that I really enjoy doing this with the Arvocalists every month, and that's the same kind of spirit that animates the campaigns that we play, the games that we play, my time that I spend with all of you lovely folks, and of course the work that we do for the charity convention ArvCon. So next week on Saturday, a week from this coming Friday actually, we will start with ArvCon. ArvCon again to benefit the Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation. It's going to be a big deal. We're trying to raise a good deal of money, as much as we can, for the Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation. My goal for this is going to be $1,500. I hope we get over that. I'd really love to be able to get to $2,000, $2,500, as high as we can get. I would love to do. And I know that we're doing it in the middle of a pandemic and everyone is stretched financially and otherwise. And so, there's no need to feel bad if you're not able to, but if you're able to, it's a sign of not only a way to support people that diabetes doesn't go away in the middle of a pandemic. That problem still exists, as do many others, but it's also a chance for us to work together as a community towards common purpose. And I think one of the things that we need to remember about what this all is doing to us is that it is reminding us again how inextricably linked we are, and being able to sort of demonstrate that through shows like the ones that I just did here with these folks is a sign of that. And I think ArvCon is reflective of the best parts of us. And so I am very excited. I'm glad. I'm really glad, Mrs. Dunsel. And of course, the most important part of all of this, the two groups that matter the most are the participants and the chat, which is itself really a participant. Without the viewers, none of this happens. I mean, we can still have fun with each other as friends, and that would still be great. But having a chance to do this where we have a group of people along with us, laughing, in tabletop cases, sometimes crying, being moved by what we do, feeling angry, excited, happy, being driven emotionally by this sort of human connections that we make in these games that we play, and the narratives and the stories that we tell, that really has a profound effect on everybody. So you folks are a major, huge part of the equation. And I think everyone in chat knows that I feel this way, but I just wanted to express it again because it's what I feel. So I also feel like we're getting to bed at a reasonable hour, and that's a nice change. So I'm going to make sure that I do that. Had a long day of streaming. It was a great day, but it is time, as all good things do, for it to come to an end. The good news is that it is not over forever, because we're going to be back on Wednesday night, this Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern for the Shadow Crew, Community D&D with the Shadow Crew. Shadowed Mage is your DM, who will be DMing the intrepid adventurers of Hoodie, Echo Alpha X5, and Rock God in Dragon of Icespire Peak. That is going to be happening at 9 p.m. Eastern on Wednesday. Then day off on Thursday. Friday, we have Esper Genesis. And then on Saturday, and I'm going to get this right because I keep forgetting, I know that we rescheduled Esper Genesis because of stuff that because of situation we had to move around. So I don't yet know about. I have listed on the calendar the premiere of D&D War of the Burning Sky. I don't know if that's happening. My guess is that's going to be pushed back a week or two. It is going to happen. It's just a matter of getting everything scheduled. It's always a little weird when you're first getting a new show underway. So we have Esper Genesis on Friday. Then Saturday, we have our mini marathon session of The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker HD, and we're closing in on the end of that game. We're not quite there, but we're closing in on the end of it. So we're almost to that point. And then we've got on Monday the 10th, we've got Sword Coast Legends with Gromnir. Sorry, Monday the 18th, I should say. And then on Tuesday, next Tuesday, so a week from today, we've got a busy day with, at 10 a.m., we have a special joint Speculate Twitch stream of myself being played. I am playing a character in a Star Wars Scum and Villainy game with Mike as the GM. And it will include players Dongwon Song, Joyce Chung from Hearts of Woolen fame, and Marie Bilodeau from the Emberwind fame. So we will have those folks with us, which is great. And Mike Underwood, of course, Turbo Tango on this channel, will be GMing us. That's going to be at 10 a.m. on Tuesday the 19th. And then at 1 p.m. from 1 to 3:30, Terry Toons will be here to live illustrate Car Wars Battle Road, the Battle Road game book. That'll be a lot of fun. And then back over on GOG for Pen and Pixels, The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. And the next thing you'll see after that is going to be The Power of Arvcon. Arvcon on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and overtime into Monday. So it's going to be pretty great. In fact, we're going to have a set of 6 days in a row. There is going to be 1, 2, 3. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We will have 8 days. 8 out of 9 days in a row, starting on the 22nd and ending the 30th, will be streaming days. Either me streaming as part of ArvCon, or the Emberwind crew streaming on this channel, or Community D&D also streaming on this channel. So yeah, it's going to be great. And then it's going to end at the end of May, 29th and 30th, with a couple of really nice, chill Kingdoms of Amalur streams. So I'm looking forward to it. It should be great. Great time, great fun. I'm excited for it, and I hope you folks will be as well. If you liked what you saw and heard today, please follow the channel. I've already talked about this a million times, so I'll just very quickly say, check out the YouTube, the Discord, the website for this, arvaneleron.com, Twitter. Don't forget to check out the shop, the Patreon, which again allows me to pay our vocalists, not as well as I'd like to be paid. Snicer, I haven't seen you in ages. What's up, Snicer? How you doing? I'd like to pay these folks more, but that's only going to happen if we get the Patreon continuing to move up. At least I'm able to pay them something for their awesome play. So that is going to be, again, that's the Patreon, makes that possible. Also, subbing to the channel is a big deal as well. You get those awesome custom emotes and custom sub badges. And then last but certainly not least, the publishing stuff. !Icarus for details about my Jelinek and Icarus graphic novels. !Library for tales and tomes from the Forbidden Library, my 5e adventure and sourcebook. And !Grayshade KS for more details coming soon about the Grayshade Kickstarter when we all get lifted out of this pandemic, when some things start to come out of lockdown, which will happen. We just want to make sure that it happens safely. But the most important thing I want you to remember right now, no, I get it's nicer. I hope you're doing okay. And it's good to see you. The most thing I want you to remember right now is ArvCon, !Arvcon, again, starting a week from Friday. I want to thank everyone who was here, and I think we are going to do a raid. The way the raid works is very simple. It's Phoenix Wright grammar. The way the raids work are very simple. Arv raid is the Arvanauts have landed, followed by Twitch raid, lowercase Twitch, uppercase raid, and sub raid. If you're a sub, you do this. The Arvanauts have landed, followed by Arvany, all lowercase, uppercase H, lowercase YPE. But also throw in after that a couple of these, Arvany Woe, a couple of Arvany What's, a couple of Arvany Smugs. Whoops. There we go. A couple of those. A couple of, let's see, a couple of these. I know this is Mrs. Dunsel's favorite. And, of course, if you're Tier 3, Arvany Loves. That's what you've got for this. So you can do any of those. Oh, that's fine, though, Coven. Don't worry about that, man. It's okay. So, yes, that should be when you get brought over auto-magically, which will be happening just as soon as I find someone to raid. Let me double check and see who we've got here. Who is in the raid category that would be good? I think I see a good possibility. Oh, I hear you. I've got one. I have not actually rated this person in a long time. Yeah, I have not rated this person in a long time, so that's good. Hold on as I go back to... Okay, hang on a second. Just living through an ad. Living through an edge. Okay, 1 second. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of these. Okay, good. I know exactly who it's going to be. All right, so that's going to be it. Just stick around and we'll be good for that. Okay, I will do that, Coven. Definitely. I want to thank everyone who made this an awesome stream tonight, and for all of you who stuck with me through a great Adventures of Middle-earth session, a great Pen and Pixels with some D&D with GOG, Storm King's Thunder, and of course this great Arvocalist session we just concluded. Thank you to my wonderful mods, Dragon Spear, Rock God, Coven Guy, Jedi Burner. It's so good for all of you to be here. Thank you all so much. Thank you to my subscribers. Thank you to Dragon Spear, Rock God. Thank you so much to Echo Alpha X5, to Nonstop. Thank you to Crit Twitch, to Lone Wolf 67. Thank you to Mrs. Dunsel, and of course to Trisha Matz. Thank you to my viewers. Thank you to 1FPS, to another TT viewer, Compton, Dark Porter, Dinu, Fubra, Ganja, Jagdris, Kiju, Marinda, Rimastino, Snicer Tenu, good to see you again, Stormbreaker, TNS Befiston, U Christensen, Universe, VNK, and Virgo Praz. Thank you all so much. Best viewers on Twitch, as I have said many times. Stick around now for the raid, and I will see you lovely people tomorrow evening for some community D&D with the Shadow Crew, Shadow Mage, Rock God, Hoodie, and Echo Alpha X5. Until then, everyone be good to each other. Much love, and no objections here. Objection? I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with that. Just, be good to each other. Much love. Talk to you soon. Bye for now.